Hi, my name is Karen, and I play Sadie in Trouble Over Yonder. Trouble Over Yonder is a show where we play the tabletop RPG system Call of Cthulhu, where we play a bunch of outlaw idiots that do some really dumb things, but also some really cool things as well. Standout moment in the campaign for me so far has been when Sadie might have mouthed off a little to the bad guy. Yeah, there was a bit of consequences in that, but you'll have to watch and find out. I have enjoyed exploring the Eldritch horror themes within this campaign so far, just because Eldritch horror gives me just this incredibly icky feeling, but only when it comes to tentacle monsters. Just fucking did that. I just keep thinking of little tentacle suckers. That's it.
Hi, I'm Roro, and I'm playing Al Stevens in Trouble Over Yonder. Trouble Over Yonder is about outlaws surviving in the Old West, but with that little bit of a Call of Cthulhu twist. So real world, but fucked up monsters. I think my standout moments, I've had some really cool interactions with the monsters. I let them get in my mind because I'm a clairvoyant. So that is super fun to play with, and I'm sure it's going to end really well for my character's mental stability. To play a game where we're in that fantasy world and there's the fantasy elements, but also we're in the Wild West and there's all those issues that were happening at the time. It lets us really look at things with a different kind of lens and have a lot of fun doing it.
Hello, everybody, or should I say a darn tootin' howdy to all of you. My name is Jack, and welcome to Meeples and Dragons. These guys have somehow let me the hell in. Don't get that, but there you are. And I am here with these lovely people in promotion of a show that is coming out. You've just seen the promotionals of. That show is called Trouble Over Yonder. You can find it in the link below. Which says if you can provide, that would be absolutely amazing. So a little bit about me. For those who don't know, my name is Jack, and you can find me on all the socials and the things at Jack Squarepeg, including on YouTube, where Trouble Over Yonder is going to be. And we also have a cheeky little Mummy of Pemberley Grange, which is very fun, 2.5 hours long, and if I remember correctly, one of the characters goes insane enough to basically become a chimp in his brain and throw plates at a mummy. No, I'm not exaggerating. That is what happens. If you want to learn more, go and check it out. But apart from that, you can find me at dungeonmasterforhire.com.au for all of the shenanigans there. If you feel like having a game but you can't be bothered doing one, I'm your guy. So we're going to go around with these lovely people, starting with Talera. So Talera, who are you, who you're playing, and insert plug here, if you wish.
My name is Talera79. I do not stream on my own channel. I just pop up on other people's channels, playing random one-shots all over the place. And tonight I am playing Mary, who is now a cowgirl, but used to be a nurse. So we'll see whether or not she has to provide any medical attention due to idiotic circumstances.
Seems likely. Just want to put that out there from the start.
I have never played with these guys as a GM before, and I'm already getting red flags. Awesome. Okay. All right, Promethean, introduce yourself, lad. As you drink. Yes, on purpose. I did it on purpose.
Thank you. Speaking of red flags, hi, I'm Promethean. There's a 0 in it. How you doing? Tonight I'm wearing a hat.
Woo!
You'll find me very casually playing games on, I guess, my little corner of Twitch, but also playing games with dice in them for the most part on such channels as It's Fate's Grip, Meeples and Dragons, and as of now, the new home of my little campaign, The Law Rights, here on Twitch as well. Tonight, I will be playing Ernest Teach Stonewell, a New York teacher who got sick of the hustle and bustle of the city and headed out west where the rain don't fall, etc.
Indeed. All right, Anthanum. Introduce yourself.
Hello, everybody. I am Chris, aka Anthem, and tonight Riddick will be playing. I'm just his translator, since he's decided he's staying here right now. I shall be playing Jacques, Handsome Jack Lafleur, and you will be subjected to my absolutely woeful shit tier French accent. So apologies in advance. So yeah, sorry about that.
We're American, Chris. We don't apologize for this one.
And Handsome Jack is a very handsome man. He's very, very handsome man.
Oh.
And he used to be a lumberjack. I am not singing the song deliberately. And now he's not a lumberjack. He's a cow person. The end. I'm done.
Excellent. All right. Piggles, introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, I'm Piggles. You can currently find me on the Fallout stream, also on this channel. It fell out back, playing a giant kangaroo and generally causing Anthanum as much chaos as possible because, well, it's Fallout and Anthanum deserves it, quite frankly, for inviting me on there. So everything is self-inflicted on his part. I am playing Bill Pony Roy, a young but gigantic cowboy who's 7 feet tall and has been working on the cattle drive since they were an adult-sized 12-year-old for funsies. Apparently quite reliable, but we'll see what happens as things degenerate inevitably.
Well, look, your competition right now is a Frenchman who just arrived, a New Yorker city slicker who just arrived, and a nurse who just arrived. So I think you'll be fine, unless you're not. Those are you never know when it comes to dice rolling. So everybody, we will also take a second to acknowledge country. Now my players are all over the place, so I will just speak for myself. We are playing a game, and my show will be playing a game that features themes of displacement and mistreatment of native peoples in the United States, and we ourselves are living on stolen land. For myself, that is Wurundjeri land, and the other folks can list that in the chat if they so wish. Please note that Trouble Over Yonder and this is a work of fiction for entertainment purposes. No offenses intended, and that any similarities to any persons living or dead are purely coincidental, and that sovereignty was never ceded. So, with that in mind, friends, let's get ourselves into today's adventure. The year is 1891, and you folks are on horseback looking after 600 Texas Longhorn, and the weather is awful. You can hear the moans of the cattle as you make your way up the drive to your destination from El Paso, Texas to Pueblo in Colorado. You have been humping it for quite some time on this route that you would never have agreed to at the beginning. But After 3 weeks, you will do anything to try and reach to a semblance of your agreed upon time. And so you are taking a shortcut. And that's when it began to rain. The cattle are not having a good time. With a crash of thunder, you hear them reacting accordingly. Now, all of you have a little diagram of where you would be. Now, I'm going to say, for the record, Bill, Pony, Roy, you get a choice about where you'd like to be, because you would be one of the seniors, if not the senior, in this place. The other thing to remember, just in case it is worth mentioning, is that the trail boss, his name is Cyrus Jollymont, an older gentleman of 50 to 55 years who looks like he might be crying if it wasn't raining. Can you describe yourself and where on the track you are?
So, Bill, or Pony, as he's regularly called, primarily because the second that he's on a horse, even the biggest they can find, it looks like he's riding a damn pony rather than a full-size horse. He is absolutely taking point. Just
now, for those who don't see that diagram, could you describe the point for us?
Yeah, absolutely. So trail boss is at the head of the cattle. So two of the point positions are just a little bit behind, still in front of the cattle, but on either side. So I'm going to say Pony is on the left-hand side, closest to the chuck wagon, because he a big boy and likes his food.
I'm going to say that Anton is the one who's doing the cookie position at the moment. You guys are good mates. He hasn't been here as long as you, but he's certainly been here longer than some of these other folks. He's driving on the wagon with Dustu. You guys call him Dusty, who is a Native American looking fellow with the braids down his front. I'm going to actually backtrack slightly because I'm going to follow Chaosium's wisdom in this respect. Different Native American tribes have different opinions on what they want to be called. However, Chaosium, in their wisdom, have chosen American Indian as the term, and so will I. I will correct myself if I don't. Generally speaking, the native people prefer to be called by their tribe. In this case, is it written down? I don't believe so. So we will say American
Cherokee.
Indian for now. Cherokee, it's there. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Yep.
So this Cherokee man and Anton are sitting together on the cookie wagon. Now, you've done that, and we also have Mary. Why don't we go to... Oh, sorry, Pony, is there anything else you wanted to quickly say or do before we cut to Mary?
No, I think Pony's just feeling generally grumpy about the whole affair. It's like not how he would have planned it, but otherwise he's keeping his peace for now because they've got to get the cattle safely to the other end.
Yep, absolutely. You hear across the thunder Anton going, Hey! Hey! You don't need a shower now, Pony, hey? Huh? Okay. And they laugh because it's a known thing that you stink, because I've said so at this point. So at this point, we're going to cut to Mary. So Mary, can you describe yourself and where you think you'd be on the...
So Mary is a little bit of a loner. She doesn't tend to talk much about herself. She looks, considering the era, fairly much middle-aged, in that you would expect that she would actually be home with a family for this time. But she's actually not. She's out on her own, and she doesn't appear to have any family with her. She would probably either be the flank or the drag. simply because that gives her, she would be able to see everything in front of her. And
Okay,
she
could you
hasn't been
describe that
doing this
position,
before.
please? I'll let you decide.
So we'll go the drag, which means that basically she's
Eating mud.
Yeah. Making sure that the back of the herd keeps up. And it's where all the inexperienced people go, or the people who are, basically in the doghouse, for want of a better term. But she's quite happy to be there. It suits where she's at mentally at the moment.
Okay. Speaking of people who are possibly in the people who are along the drag with you, Teach, could you describe yourself?
Indeed. So less happy to be in the drag, and for the sake of the stream, that's what it looks like. Da-da-da. That's all the positions. You can see all that. So Mary and Teach are going to be right up the back there eating all that dust. Teach is a very small and wiry whip of a thing. In his current position, he's not super stoked, and he probably has his scarf up over his mouth, so you wouldn't be able to see a whole lot. You will see a satchel by his side in which he has a couple of books though, as well.
How well guarded is not well guarded, how protective is this satchel
Not
from
very
weather?
Not very at all whatsoever.
So I can understand the potential discomfort at this stage, maybe not for yourself but for your precious tomes.
Indeed. He is a learned man though, and is quite committed to trying to make sure he maintains that regardless of where he is.
Alrighty, let's cut to Handsome Jekyll. So let me have it, Anthanum.
Okay, well, Handsome Jackie is very, very, very pretty man, much like me, right?
Yep.
Did you get the wink?
Yeah. Looked like a seizure, but continue. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yep.
He's not the sharpest tack around, but he's not the dumbest either. Or the dullest. So he would be angling to get on the chuck wagon too, because he's pretty good at driving a wagon. But if the GM decides that is not possible, he's probably eating muck and dirt and dust with everybody else in the drag.
No, I think that's probably all right. I mean, you're relatively charming. Do you have charm as a skill?
Do I
Best
have
roll of the
charm
game,
as
possibly?
a skill? I do not.
You do not. Okay,
But
then.
I have this lovely French accent and pretty good natural world, so I know what plants look like.
That is not even slightly what I asked for, but thank you.
No, but,
So what I need you to do is just roll a D100 for me, and we're going to compare it to the standard charm roll to see if you get your way on to the wagon.
I can do that. First dice roll.
Charm, by the way, is 15%, so you need a 15 or lower.
I rolled exactly 100.
Well then.
Ooh, yeah. Dabs out the first critical failure of the evening.
Yeah. This is the first roll, and it's a fumble.
Yeah, and it's a 0-0-0. Love it.
Yep.
Bodes
Okay.
well for the rest of the evening, folks.
Yes, for the folks who are tuning in and not Cthulhu aficionados, that's not a good thing. In Call of Cthulhu, you want to roll low as possible, ideally. And Anthanum has gone and done the opposite. So
did I just get fired?
No. yeah, new character. No,
new character straight away. You got rid of the French accent. Well done, everybody. Let's move on.
Yeah, that's right. So what I'm going to say under the circumstances is that you are in the worst drag position, which is right in the middle of the center, and also that you are basically being left to essentially ensure that everyone, like, if any of the cattle like kind of wander off, it's your job to basically get to the sides and make sure that they are where they need to be, and that is becoming a more and more complicated job. It also means that you're coming out of the wet last, because they will be Jolimont will be very fastidious. He's been keeping an eye on you. He was happy to hire you, but with 100, you've been somewhat disappointing up to this stage.
So I'm the guy with a very large bag following behind the cows, scooping up, just to make sure that there's
collecting the shit.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, that whatever your hobbies are none of my business. Yeah. So
they are called doggy.
True. So as you make your way along, what I will need from, I'm going to say, probably, because we had 2 folks in drag, 1, RuPaul proves, we had 2 folks in the drag position, 1 at the front on point, and I've lost track of 1 more. Were all 3 of you in drag apart from...
Yeah, all 3 were in drag. Yep.
All 3 were in drag. Okay, so what I will get each of you to do then is this will be a spot hidden check, and you said you were quite good at natural worlds there, Handsome Jack. You can also make a natural world if you choose instead.
Where is spot hidden lurking on this sheet?
It isn't.
So it is a 25% chance if you do not have it.
Okay, great.
Right.
In fact, what I'm going to do for the sake of ease here is I'm going to link you all the template character sheet so you can reference that for the sake of speed.
Thank you.
That's right. So there's that.
I was going to say I can't remember what the default for spot hidden is, but I'm pretty sure it's
25.
28.
Probably not. No.
I rolled a 92, so I did not do well at either.
There's a reason why the 3 of us are in the drag.
Yeah, exactly right.
I'm getting an impression here. Yeah.
And a flat 30 from Teach.
Okay. And what did Pony get?
Oh, sorry. I thought it was just 3 in...
Oh, no, you as well.
Back.
Just the 3 losers.
I just thought it was the 3 in the back. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. Being on point is great. And apologies, what am I rolling?
A spot hidden, or basically, this is basically to keep an eye on the safety of the herd, because they are really starting to panic. So I'll accept a spot hidden or something else relevant to that end. You tell me.
I do have a 55% in spot hidden as a skill.
Let's do that then.
Cool. Okay, so what do I have to do since this is my first Call of Cthulhu?
Oh, yes. Well, I was going to explain it, but I assumed everyone was a veteran. So,
no,
yes, I will.
I'm the newbie.
I will explain everything. Absolutely, no worries. So, what you need to roll is a D100, which is
Perfect.
2 D10s like that, and they will tell you the number collectively, add them together, and you want to roll low.
I rolled a 4.
There you go. So that would be an extreme success, that's called.
Hooray!
So there's 3 different levels of difficulty: regular, hard, and extreme. So you might hear me say those words on occasion. That's what they mean. So with an extreme success, you look back as the rest of these guys are basically like down like this, just trying to avoid the rain and the weather. You hear one of the crew members saying, "Jolly Mount, when are we gonna find shelter? We can't stay out here." And as he turns his head to respond, another boom, thunderous roar happens, and the sky lights up, and you spot in time a chance to possibly intervene and keep some cattle from moving off before they stampede. So this is again a situation where you tell me what skill you would like to use, because right now you've caught it and you get a chance to react, but some cattle are going to break off. The question is how many.
Okay, let's see. Okay, so I've got animal handling. Also got rope use 45%, which is not bad.
Yep.
I might
Both of
go
those are
since
applicable.
I think because my rope use is the strongest skill, I'm going to go with that. And use that to try and basically stop as many of the cattle as possible from running off.
Rope use? Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. So give me a rope use roll. I'm seeing in chat that some people are giving the idea that they are new to the game as well. So that's fine. I will basically treat everything as... I'm not naming names. It's fine. The internet...
I don't know what you're talking about. No.
Let's. I believe it was a P Thean. No, that's too obvious. Let's go with Mr. Thean. Yes.
Well, I'm pretty sure both
anyway.
Anthanum and Talera are veterans, actually. So you're
Well,
getting back in
I'm
your
aware
GM box
Talera
and do
is.
your job, if
I'm
you
aware
don't
Talera
mind.
is. Yep. Anyway, so Pony, you are doing a rope use roll. So same thing, D100. And what is the skill you need to roll under? What's the number?
That was, let me just pull that up again. So that was 45%, and I rolled 57.
57. Okay. Now, I'm seeing that there's an ad break. Should we stop for a second?
Nah.
No.
Continue on.
Okay. All right. So, you got a what? Sorry? I got
57.
stuck. 57, and your skill is?
45%.
45. Okay, so that is a failure. I will, with an extreme success, what I'm actually going to do is I will give you a bonus die in this case, because you noted it with quite a bit of time to spare. So what that means is it's like advantage, Piggles. So you roll with the 2D1 with the 2D10s. You've got the 10-sided and the single digit. Roll the 10-sided one again, and if you've got a lower number, and you accept the lower number. That's what you do.
Nope.
There you go. All right. So in that case, what I need you guys to do is tell me what your dexterity is in just a moment, as I. Okay. I'm not sure if you can hear that. On my
Certainly
end,
can.
there's a little bit of dissonance, like some buzzing. Is anyone catching that, or is it just me?
I'm not getting
Everything's fine?
buzzing.
Excellent.
No.
Good, great. That's good news. It's probably on my end. Worst case scenario, I might just need to change to headphones. So, what we're going to do is, because look at your dexterity at the top of your character sheet, and tell me, I'll just go down the list from 100 down. So, does anyone have a dex of 100? No. Does anyone have a dex of 90? 80? 70? No one. Okay, 60.
That's teach.
Okay, dex. So we've got teach. Excellence. Okay, stand by. 50.
Pony.
Okay, pony. 40.
45.
Okay, and Mary?
Mary's 40 as well.
40. Okay, so Handsome Jack and then Mary. Okay. So guys, basically what this means is, at this stage, the cattle get well and truly lost. And just to make it more fun, because I enjoy making players roll, can each of you roll a d6 for me? And the number total is how many get out. Ah, it is getting the buzzing. Yes, okay.
Apparently, yes.
Well then, stand by and let me see what I can do about that. Let's quickly switch over to this over here. Cowboy hat will have to wait another day.
How annoying is it to have proper headphones and a cowboy hat? So it's so
Say it again?
difficult. It's very difficult to
Yeah,
have
it's fucking difficult. Yeah,
proper
that's
headphones and a cowboy hat.
okay. So I hope that makes it easier for everyone. Let me know if it doesn't. Cool, good, and groovy. So, yes, no, I don't. It's almost certainly not you, Talera. It's probably me, because Bluetooth is fighting for a bunch of different positions. So we've got Teach, Pony, Handsome Jack, and Mary, and we rolled d6s. How did we go with that?
2, 6.
8. Yep.
5.
13.
6.
Okay. So
And
19.
add another 6, because I rolled a 6 too.
Oh.
So all of the cows are gone. All
No, 600 of them. Just a
We
lot.
put 600. We're all right.
Okay. The sound is the same now. It's still buzzing, is it? All right.
No.
Well, we'll deal with that. We'll deal with that later. We'll see. We'll see what happens because there's not much I can do about it now, unfortunately. But we'll see what we can do about that, guys. Stand by. Cool. In the meantime, let's. Yeah. So Teach, Pony, Handsome Jack, and Mary, and then the cattle. I'm going to say would have a dex of 40. So it would be the cattle, and then Mary. Okay. So. Loud, but it's still buzzing. That is unfortunate. Okay, so what we're going to do in the meantime is I am going to close that, and we'll go without sound for now, and hopefully that makes it a little bit more palatable. Stand by. Let me turn that off. Sorry about that, guys. Technical issues. So Teach, you are up first, and let me see if I can restart the sound later. And Saz, if you just want to share whatever music you want in the meantime, then let me know.
Indeed.
So, turning it off? Yeah, it would. So yes, Teach, what would you like to do?
So in this instance, I think Teach, who's bringing up the rear, will probably just come up on the side, up near where the flank folk are, and try and bring some of these cattle back under control.
Okay, no worries. What skill would you like to do that?
I would say ride would make sense.
Okay, that's fine with me. Go ahead and make a ride check.
I would. There we go. Are you shitting me? It's 76, which is 6 over my.
Okay, so this
70.
is where, ladies and jelly spoons, we're going to roll for some luck. So, luck isn't written on your character sheet, but I like having it. So we're going to roll 3d6, please, each and every one of you, and then add +5 to that, and that is your luck for this game.
All right. So it gives me a total of 12.
12, so that means
yeah.
you can spend 5 of those 12 if you would like.
I'll do it. This is a one shot. Who needs luck,
All right.
right? What could
Sure.
possibly go wrong?
True. Mm-hmm. So you spent that luck. So that means a regular success. I'll tell you what, under the circumstances, I'm going to say that you head off and you manage to get back 5 as that happens, okay? So you're kind of going, hey, whoa, as you're kind of getting off to the side. And Pony, it is Pony's turn.
Okay. Pony is going to use. Oh, do I want to use something that's not low? Yeah, I'm going to use the thing that's low because it's fun. I'm going to use animal handling, which I need to get under 35.
Under 35, okay.
All that now. And I got 40.
40. Okay. Well, you did roll luck just now, so you can use it if you want. Or I will point out, probably not worth it in this case, but let me tell you about pushing a roll. So in Call of Cthulhu, you can basically have a chance to do something again. There is a white noise sound. Sorry, people are... Oh, you have luck on yours, Mary? Awesome. Great. Anyway, long story short, pushing a roll. What that means is that you get to try again, but it's not a reset button. So essentially, what it looks like is if you were trying to open a door, for example, you might use your foot to open it. And then if you muck it up in the game, you can roll again. Now, if you succeed, great, it works. But it's not a reset button. Instead of just using your foot, in a push roll, you would then push against the door with your body. And if it succeeds, great, you do that. But if it fails, you've opened the door, but it explodes into shards and you take damage, right? So it's always worse than it would be if you than if you just took the failure.
Fair, fair.
So in this case, I'd recommend just spending the luck, or you can just let it
that's what I'm
fail,
gonna do.
or that's up to you.
I will 100% spend the luck points because,
Right.
like Promi said, who the hell needs luck in this game?
Yeah, true. Okay, excellent. So in that case, you have spent that luck. Can I get you? Well, actually, I'll roll the die there, and I'm actually gonna, based on your experience, I'm gonna give you another die roll. So that's another 8, which means there's 12 remaining. So tell me what it looks like, Piggles, as you are using animal handling, right? So in the midst of the storm and the sound and the rain and the thunder and the panicking cattle, what do you do to get them back on track?
So Pony's basically going to go the equivalent of like, whoa there, little lady, to each of the cattle. And just use like this gentle giant persona he's somehow gotten as a 20-year-old who's been on the trail for like the last 8 years to be like, whoa there, girls, whoa there, come on in, and just, you know, sort of easing them back into it, and like you know, just using gentle nothing love words to the cattle, because, you know, it gets lonely on the trail.
Understood. I will say this, while I appreciate the sentiment, it is very much a wah, because it is very loud in here.
Yeah.
So you know, I guess that there's. But what I'm basically saying is the sweet nothings are somewhat theatrical, I suppose. It's like,
and probably reveals more about Pony than he'd like everyone else to know about how he feels about
okay, yeah. Okay, cool, good to know. So Handsome Jack, it's now your turn.
Handsome Jack will see, or at least attempt to see, what Pony Boy is doing up the front there, and replicate this.
Okay.
But he's gonna try and woo the cows with the dulcet tones of his manly, handsome voice, and sing whilst trying to rope in the cows too.
Okay, so that's
a full show.
That's an animal handling, I'm assuming, is what you do? Or no? What skill is it that you're using?
I don't have animal handling at all, so I'm just going to sing at them, because I think that's what animals...
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, because I think that's what animals want.
I understand, but what skill are you using on your character sheet?
Singing.
There you go. Okay, hit me.
He was doing the
your best shot. Fire away.
He's handsome, Jock. He's not intelligence, Jock.
What's Handsome Jack gonna sing us?
Probably some Slipknot.
In the Wild West, nice.
Wild West, yeah.
Give me a roll, buddy.
Either way, that's an 84.
That tracks.
So no, the cows don't like.
In my head, it's Dean Martin, but you're trying to shout it just like, please come back. You know. Yeah, amazing. Cool. So the cattle are going to move, which means that it's going to be harder for you guys to do what you need to do. So Mary, what are you thinking about doing?
So Mary, knowing that the flank will be concentrating on trying to get some of the stragglers out, is actually going to ride up behind the flank on her side, not close enough to spook the horse in front. And she will be using rope to try and get any of the cows that get through between her and the flank.
Okay, and what skill are you using for that?
I will be using rope use. Wait, no. I'll be using animal handling, ride. Let's
one
use
of those.
Ride,
yeah.
Because I'm trying to block them off without spooking.
That's true. Give me a ride roll.
Okay, so that is a regular success.
Okay, great. Okay, so in that case, wow, I'm actually rolling really well for you guys. So there would be 6 cattle remaining, which with the remaining crew, they do manage to get them back. Saz, real quick, can you give me a thumbs up if you're sharing your own sound, or do we need to take a break to sort this out? I think we should take a break then. So what we're going to do as you bring the cattle back is we're going to take our break now to sort out the tech gremlins, And we should be back in about 5 minutes or so, everybody. All right? Cool. So, see you in a minute.
Yeehaw.
Well, hello, or a big darn tootin' howdy, if you like. So, welcome back, everybody. Tech issues aside, we are now sharing from the Maples and Dragons side. Apologies for the technical difficulties. Hopefully, they are finished. So, when last we left off, our cattle drivers were saving the day and making sure that none of their steer got too far. They did so, and now we find ourselves out in the rain with the rest of the drive turning on Jollymont. You can see that the crew are all quite pissed off and drenched and just generally not having a great time. Anton says, "How long are we going to keep doing this for?" And you guys are welcome to join the floor.
Well, I mean, as long as it takes, I suppose. We have a deadline. We have to try and meet the deadline, but you can't manage the impossible.
Now, Miss Brennan, as long as it takes is quite a long time, I'm happy to be out here, but not in this weather.
Boss, there ain't no point in driving the cattle so hard in something like this. We're not going to get a good price at the end of the line.
Can I get all of you, as this is happening, to make, what would this be? This would be animal handling. I'll accept. I'll also accept, we're trying to read the cattle. So let animal handling, or I'll accept. Trying to think, because you guys all have different skills there. But yeah, I'll accept animal handling for those who have it for now, and if I think of anything else, I'll ask for it.
Natural world.
Natural world will do. Yep, I'll take that.
Bing.
I did not succeed.
Nor
but it was
I.
not catastrophic failure.
Yeah.
Did not succeed either.
No one did.
Jack succeeded at something.
Okay.
My God.
So Jack, in that case, what you notice is that the cattle have not been really acting right for about a day or so at this stage. The rain and the thunder put them over the edge, but they haven't been doing well themselves up to this point. And Jollymont says, as he kind of recognizes you looking over at the cattle and the gears kind of turning in your head, Jollymont says, "Friends, I don't like it any more than you do. But we ain't turning back. That would be a waste of time, and it would completely ruin our reputation. Now, I remember quite distinctly, none of you objected to me when I started going up here. And now we're afraid of a little weather. Am I getting it right?"
A little weather ain't nothing if the banks and the trail is going to crumble underneath their feet, sir.
We can't turn back.
I ain't
It's
saying
not
we
an
didn't.
option. Well, we can't stop either, and I get the feeling you're figuring out why, ain't you, Jack?
The cows, they are not particularly in the right mindset that a cow should be in when it is doing the, you say, cow stuff. Yeah.
Couldn't have put it better myself.
What kind of a mindset do we expect a cow to have? It's a beast.
A cow's mindset? Not
This ain't the best time for you to be looking at the example of perfect health. It's raining and thundering something fierce, but they had eyes the size of cue bowls before the rain and thunder. They've been looking around for something that ain't there.
The scaredy cows.
We're going to
It's
have a
out there.
stampede one way or the other if we don't get them to where they're going. Now, fine. You want to stop? That's fine. But if that's the case, then we need to figure out what's spooking them like this if we have any chance of having anything to sell.
So we gotta go find the cow scarer.
Seems
I
like
like
a fine
you,
option.
Handsome Jack. That's right.
Seems like
Yeah.
a fine option. We'll stake something out here. Maybe this weather will pass along with it.
Fine. If that's what it takes. I didn't want to put any volunteers out this because, to be honest, can I get all of you to make Constitution checks at this point, please?
I will volunteer if as long as it gets me to promoted to the front or the
I
side.
ain't a sheriff, son, but good to know.
I
Is-
96.
New character.
He's had his moment of bravery, now gets to
Yeah.
hide.
Handsome Jack slips over.
You fumbled with the 96, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let me talk about that. So, Mary, what'd you get?
Regular success.
Good. Premi,
no, it's fail. 52.
fail. Okay. Pony.
Regular success as well.
Excellent. Okay. So, all of you feel, as you see Jolly Monk kind of hold his head, all of you feel, at the very least, a sort of pang inside your skull. Like a little man's going digga 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 down on the inside of your brain pan. For Teach, it's like they're hitting the cymbals really hard. For Jack, this is Keith Moon shit. Just kicking the fucking set over. And you, I'm going to say, are on your horse and just hold your head. And Jollymon's saying, I don't know about y'all, but I'm getting a headache. And you just watch Jack go, ah! And just eat the fucking dirt.
I was on a horse.
Yes. Not anymore.
Yeah. Peach will grab at his skull noggin a little bit as well. What in blazes is that?
Mary, I assume that seeing Jack fall down, you're right on it?
She'll get off the horse and she'll check on him.
Okay. Sure. Give me a relevant check. A first aid would do.
Okay. First aid will be the go.
Yep.
So close to a hard success, but it is a regular.
Okay. So with a regular success, thankfully, you manage to deal with whatever's going on. It is definitely strange that this has happened in succession like that. You do see now that Jack's eyes have a similar dilation to the cattle. And with a fumble, you can also see that for a second, it looks like his iris. What is your color of your eyes normally, Jack?
Blue.
Blue? Yeah. So it goes from a nice bright blue to a bit of a stormy grey, but that could have easily just been the lightning. I'm sure it was.
Grey eyes are cool.
If it's any consolation, my eyes do that in real life with no otherworldly intervention at all.
I mean, as far as you know.
That you know of, yeah.
That I know of, yeah.
It's a long game.
Okay, but he's still got like a regular pulse and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, with your help, yeah. The closest thing that you could say to this is that he seems to have gotten a spontaneous concussion.
Okay. Or he just had a fainting episode and hit his head on the way down. Ooh.
Case of the vapors.
Yeah. I'm sure there'd be smelling salts or something somewhere. If not, I'm sure there'd be animal waste that could be used to wake you up, given the ammonia properties.
Look, all I need is, a pint of crumb a month, and I can walk it off.
And indeed, if you hadn't rolled a decent first aid, you'd be rolling at penalty dice for all your skills, Anthanum, with a fumble. But in this case, Mary's good at her job.
I think I have been rolling with penalty dice already.
No.
Go on.
I mean, if you have, that's on you, I guess. I didn't ask you to. Cool. So, with all that said, the trail boss, Jolly Mutt, says, "All right then, if it's all the same pony, I might ask you to keep an eye on these folks. Whoever's volunteering, who else is up for it?"
Jack, don't you
I'm fine.
think... No, I don't think you are.
Hey, Jack, you might want to stay back here.
Jack has confident on his trace. No, I'm fine. I'll be good. I'm fine. I'll just
Mary, if it's all the same, do you mind making sure he doesn't die?
tie me to the horse.
Teach, do you want me to... You seem to express some pain there. Did you want to get checked out before I ride off for a bit?
It's like a pounding, clanging inside my skull. Is there any kind of sense of direction to this, or is it just purely internal? This crashing pain within the brain.
Direction? I will say, give me an intelligence check, sure. Let's see.
That's a 001.
What is with you people? It's either critical fucking fumbles or critical successes. Okay. So one's the best you can do.
Yeah.
For the record, everybody.
It truly is.
Okay. Okay, with a 1. No, as far as the answer to direction is. However, just for a second, you see something in your mind's eye. It's not an image, it's a feeling of like a mosquito draining you, but not physically. Something is sucking you dry, and not in a pleasant way.
Okay. I think then to Mary's question, Teach will probably reply, it feels like some kind of psychological ailment of the mind. It's doing my noggin a number. But take a look if you think there's something you can do to help.
The iris coloration is not there. He seems to not have had it as bad. Whatever it was that happened to Jack did not happen to him in the same way.
There's something that's definitely going on with each of you, but I can't... There's no physical injury to indicate... Like, you haven't got a concussion, but it's mimicking a concussion.
I feel fine. It's just a little sore head, probably from when I've accidentally let the horse no longer be underneath me.
So we're all in agreement that we need to get to where we're going sooner rather than later. I'm ready to stop the cattle for now, but at the very least we need to see if there's whatever's spooking the cattle can be taken care of.
Yeah.
So that we're not delayed any further.
Or at least a safe way through.
Yes.
Yeah, better now than the cattle being picked off one by one as they get weaker.
So we'll wait here If I'm hearing volunteers,
Yeah.
then all the same. Teach.
Yes, sir.
You seem like you're confused about what it is going on.
Well, it's, I'm not really inclined to volunteer, but
I wouldn't normally ask, son, but all things considered, this shit don't seem normal, and you're the most book smart that I have. Wish I could read.
well, I've offered to teach you more than once, sir. But
It's the damn J's. Always fuck with me.
we don't have to. We don't have
What
to
I
go
mean,
into that
why does it have a curly tail? Just an eye with a curly tail. I don't.
Okay, I will go. I will absolutely go away from here.
Nah. Pony, keep him safe.
Yes, sir.
Now remember, if you find something that you can't handle, don't be a goddamn hero. We're here to move cattle, not be remembered on a plaque. Yeah.
It's Mr. Cyrus.
Yes.
Could I, before we venture out into the darkness there, could I quite possibly change my ammunition to that fancy store-bought stuff that the chuck wagon boys have, rather than my hand load? Because if there's something out there,
I
we
have
gotta
no
protect
idea
the
what you're
cattle.
saying to me. Speak English.
The expensive ammunition. Could I have some of that instead of my hand loads?
Okay, Jack has no idea what you're talking about. If you're if that's what you've got on your character sheet and you're asking
just
for actual bullets.
back in the West, mostly you would be reloading your own shells after you fired them.
Yeah.
But store-bought was like about 10 times the price because it was nice new shiny shells. And
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
we've got,
Yeah, I got no problem with that.
yeah.
A plus. Yep, no worries.
He's just looking to get the nice shiny new ones.
Mhm.
'Cause
You
I
do
don't
that, you get your supplies, you get what you need. Is there anything in particular that you want to get from camp or say or do before you leave? Everyone good?
A feed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Get some nosh.
Yep. Anton hands over some jerky and he says, we'll keep an eye out for you, yeah?
Thanks, Anton. Appreciate your work.
How much light is there at the moment?
F and all.
Okay, cool.
Yep. The moon would be very briefly seen between cloud cover. It's a half moon. But yeah. All right. So, you guys start making your way. So, basically, at this stage, you guys are kind of in control here. So, you have an idea of something that might be spooking the cattle. You are all on your own horse. Tell me what you're doing. Tell me what you're thinking. And I will give suggestions if you're stuck.
Pony, what might be out there that'd be spooking the beast this way?
Could be. I mean, I doubt with this many cattle it's coyotes. It's more likely to be probably wolves, or it could even be. I mean, it sounds nasty, but the odds hungry sow has been known to try and go for some cattle, especially the small ones, if she's got to feed her piglets.
But
As a reminder, you are en route to Pueblo, which is in Colorado, so you're in quite high areas. So keep that in mind as well.
Could also be cougars, the old mountain lions. Those will take people too, so be careful out there.
But
Okay.
would all of the cows be afraid of? That's a lot of mountain lion.
I mean, it's more likely to be wolves, to be fair, if
It's a
it's
lot
going to
of
spook
wolf.
this many. Well, decent-sized
Could've-
packs do appear in the area.
I don't think it's either of those because they're getting worse. So that would indicate the threat is getting bigger or that we're getting closer to it. If it was going to be that form of predator, they would have been following us the whole time. It wouldn't be something that's increasing.
Could it be weather related?
Can I get either a natural world or a science botany roll as you guys are driving along from whoever has it?
That would be me.
That
would be a regular success.
Okay.
Yep, regular success on natural world.
Same.
All right, lovely. So in that case, I'm going to say that all things considered, I think Teach would naturally be the first person to kind of notice. He's kind of keeping an eye out for something that's in his wheelhouse. And you two are having a pretty extended conversation anyway, Jack and Mary. So Teach is the first to notice, but you guys pick it up as soon as he does. Teach, in the light of the moon, ever so briefly, you pass by a brittle, there are brittle brush plants sort of everywhere along the trail. And it's at this point, as you're kind of listening and just sort of swinging around your neck, you notice that the brittle brush in the light of this moon don't look right. They have the right shape, but their color is wrong.
What the devil is going on down there? And I think Teach will probably jump off the horse real quick to take a closer look. I was going to say he'd pull out like a book of botany or something from his books, but I don't.
Put the hat over it.
I don't have botany as an actual science skill, so I'd say not. But yeah, we'll probably grab some of these sort of twisted flowers, I assume, or branches. Yeah, like
brittle brush. Yeah. So there's actually, I mean, I'll show you guys a picture later, but there's actually a picture of it. They are yellow flowers normally with a sort of spiky base. Yeah. And fun fact, their uses, the resin, they're used for glue. The resin collected at the base was heated and used as a glue. They are also used for incense, gum. They often are used as a toothbrush. And leaves of the plant were used in a tea or tincture to treat allergies, congestion, headaches, and joint pain. Which you would know because you're a nerd.
Headaches.
Nice.
No, I'm thinking if the cows have the same headaches we do.
However, these don't look right. And they smell awful, which they don't normally.
There's something wrong with this here brittle brush. I'm sure of it. These do not look right. These look sickly, even. And I've never in my life seen a plant look sickly.
Should we have a look at the dirt and the soil to investigate, see if the land has not been poisoned by something?
Well, Jack, I didn't exactly bring a chemistry laboratory out here with me, you know? I don't know.
That's all right. I have an axe. I used to cut down trees.
You can pick up some of that dirt and eat it too if you like.
I think I'll just investigate the. So yeah, Jack's interested in just seeing if there's any obvious contaminants or anything like that.
How would you determine that?
Soil. By looking, and
I mean, they definitely
using his experience in as a arbor removalist.
Okay, because you rolled a successful check before, what I will tell you for free is that if you spend enough time looking around, it's not just the brittle brush. Cacti seem swollen and twisted with flowers, and these flowers are way bigger than they normally are.
So yeah, all right. So he that's where he's naturally going is, he's heard about this new mining slag style system where miners just sloosh all of the water down, and it's a lot of rain, and that sort of slag and what's left over is a contaminant. He's heard of that.
Yep.
So, because that happens up in Canada quite a bit. So he's just naturally thinking, well, if there's a mine nearby, and we're heading into Colorado, we're upper steppes here, we're above 5,000 feet above sea level here, so it's cold, it's high, there's lots of rain. If there's a mine nearby, maybe that's what's causing the contamination. That's the logic going through his brain. So explaining,
Jack, you might be onto something there. Let's try and find some higher ground. We might find a source for whatever's contaminating this.
Can I get a spot hidden check from Pony, if that's all right?
While they're talking, Mary's going to, because I presume that we would all have a knife on us. It's not listed there, but and she's actually going to go to a cactus.
Okay.
Because you were saying they were swollen, and she's actually going to cut open part of it and see if the inside looks like it should be, or if she can see what's making it swollen. Like, is it additional fluid? Is there something malformed in the structure?
I'm not gonna make you roll because there's absolutely no explanation for what you're looking at. If I were to use a modern way of describing what you're looking at, it looks like melted plastic is oozing out of this cactus. Just that consistency, just.
Mm-hmm.
How'd you go on your roll, Pony?
My nature roll sucked.
Sorry, no, your spot hidden roll. Just before
spot hidden roll.
Just
okay.
now. Yeah.
That is, let's see, that's a 40, so that is a success.
Okay. You start to see tracks.
Yeah. What do the tracks look like?
I think, given your experience, you know what a bear track looks like.
Yeah, bear's got it. Probably do it. Okay. What time of year are we traveling in as well? Like, are we sort of springtime, autumn?
This would be around spring, I would say. Yeah.
Around spring. Okay, so bear's going to be pretty active. Okay, so Pony's going to call out to Anton. They're like, "Hey, there's some bear tracks over here. If you guys notice any scat coming around."
Did we not leave Anton back at the back with the?
I thought I was actually
cows?
back with the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, actually, I'm not back with the cattle.
No, they told you. He told you to go with them.
Oh yeah,
okay,
you're keeping
cool.
us alive.
Okay, cool. Well then, not Anton then. Sorry.
Yeah,
yes,
you're,
keeping you guys
you're
alive.
babysitting us.
Oh, poor Pony.
For the record, internet, just in case you're curious, I had a conversation with the players beforehand. I think they said that. I think Pickles might have said that because I've said, "Hey guys, just keep an eye on those extra character sheets because you never know what might happen." Because I have no problem killing people in a horror one shot. So we'll see what happens. Yes.
Okay, so Pony instead tells out to the group, it's like, there's some bear tracks here, folks, so let's just be a little bit careful. Bears could be part of the reason that's spoken them. Cows do not like them, and their scat is usually a way of marking their territory, so to speak. Still not definite.
Yeah.
My money's still on wolves, but bears. There's a sign.
Bears, okay, but swollen cacti with guppy stuff.
It's freaking weird. I ain't never seen that before.
It's almost like trying to describe, it's almost like it's coagulated.
Does it stink, Mary?
She'll give a sniff to it.
Oh yeah.
Yes, it's rotten, diseased.
I mean, that ain't normal.
Maybe the cows are getting sick.
I suppose there could be something in what we're crossing and they're picking up on that, whatever's making, like whatever taint there is in
If they're running across and we're all at the back and like this and you have dust and it's in the ground, then and their little feet's kicking up all the dust in the ground, and that would explain why we got sore and sick too. We have
I thought you said you weren't sick. I thought you said you were fine.
I'm a very manly man.
Well, I'm quite comfortable saying I'm not the manliest man, but we are here to do a job, and the sooner we find what's been spooking the cows, the sooner we can get those cows where they need to be and get out of this rain and weather, right? So I see we have two choices. We can either look for higher ground, maybe we find some kind of contaminant, like you've suggested, Jack. It's not a bad idea. Alternatively, and I really don't like saying this at all, to be perfectly honest, but maybe we follow these bear tracks. If the bear is what's spooking the cows, maybe we take care of the bear.
Well, I don't think we would be able to find what the contaminant is. We don't have things with us.
Certainly, it would be harder to do in the dark, in the rain.
Yeah. So I think right now it's a case of finding direct threats and a safe way through for the cattle, because the more time we spend on tainted ground, if that's what's causing this, then the worse it will be.
Yeah.
Okay. Any of you ever tracked a bear before?
No.
Who would like to try?
I mean, I don't want to, but I'd like to get to some high ground.
Chief Bear Tracker. I come from Canada.
Do any of you have the track skill?
Nope. And I know what the default is, so I'm not rolling.
All right. But here's the good news.
Pony does.
It's not particularly... Oh, Pony does? All right, give me a track roll then.
Okay, it's 40%, so he's open, guys.
Hey.
No, that was an 89.
Okay, in that case, can I get...
What's the default?
It's there on
something like 10.
It's on the standard character sheet. But, I mean, whoever wants to can roll. Yeah, sure.
It is 10.
It is 10. I'm giving it a go.
No reason not to.
Handsome Jack is in there.
No, I got 56, so I have not succeeded.
Yeah.
Handsome Jack is looking at the ground, which is all sodden and wet, going,
76 on tracking the bear.
Alrighty. In that case, can I
63.
get Mary to tell me what is your luck, please?
Oh, my luck is 65.
Okay. Promethean, what is your luck, please? Teach.
What did we say? Yeah, there was...
It's actually on your character
55,
sheet, as it turns
55
out.
on the sheet. Yeah.
Yep. Jack, what is your luck, please?
45. I am very handsome. I do not need luck.
Pony, what is your luck, please?
55.
Jack, I need you to make a luck roll.
Jack starts singing to attract the bear.
We're going on there.
Have you found the bear? The question is...
There's a bear in there. And wouldn't you know it, I rolled a 92.
Oh, that's all right. At least it's not a 96 and above.
It's close. There is a bear in there. And there were people with games.
Okay. Given that you are the one with the lowest luck, and that I rolled a 7, you see a blur as you travel down, up, I should say, into more forested area. The track is all but lost to you in the rain, and this blur comes rushing with a stealth check of 7 towards Handsome Jack, who has the lowest luck. And that means, I'm going to argue, that it gets a attack with a bonus die. And then we will be going into the initiative order. Saz, you may want to get combat music ready.
Blurry thing.
Okay.
In the dark.
So I got a 14, which is a hard success, which means it's a D2 plus a D4. Okay. So as this thing rushes out at you guys, you take 3 points of damage, Jack. And under the circumstances, that is quite small for a bear. And you understand why as you hurriedly fumble for your guns. Saz, can we please see the bear on the stream? So, you see that, which I am sure is up. Give me the thumbs up when it's up there, Saz. And you can see, audience, this thing is all skin and bone and moles and pus and infection. However, its claws are still sharp and his mouth is still very, very sharp. And it did that damage, and it is set on killing something. So, its dexterity is 50, which means it's going after Pony and before Handsome Jack. So, you guys watch once again. I will describe as Handsome Jack gets tackled down, and this bear's going like just ripping on Handsome Jack from the top. You can't really see his body, and the majority of your view is just skin folding over itself. Just this flapping sensation. And you see very similar looking wounds to what you saw on the plants on this creature in its hairless spots. But as you reach for your weapons, Teach, you're up first. What are you doing?
All right, so extended combat in Call of Cthulhu I've not had to deal with before, but I think
That's fine.
Teacher's first inclination
Yes?
is going to be to try and find somewhere from which to shoot that he feels a little bit safer doing so from.
Yep, you move a significant amount, that's fine. It does mean that as you move, your shot is with a penalty die because you're going, like this. So give me a shot.
Yep, not a problem. With
So penalty die
so
means disadvantage. So you roll the 10-sided dice again, and you take the higher number of whatever it
that
was.
is unfortunate because that would have been a really nice success too. It is a success, so 55. Wait, 55? No, it's not because that's 60% on the Colt.
Oh wow, that's actually quite good for a teacher.
Yeah.
So with a
teacher.
regular success, you roll your damage, which I assume is there on your character sheet.
It is.
Yep.
It's going to be 8 damage.
8 damage. Oh, jeez. Okay. Okay, Pony.
Pony's going to pull out his Winchester rifle.
Yep.
And aim it straight at the bear.
Okay. Now, it's kind of happening right in front of you. Are you moving, or are you going to try and take the clean shot?
I think I'll try and take the clean shot.
Okay, very brave. Go ahead.
And just see what happens.
Yep.
Okay. Ooh, I got a 6.
That's an impaling strike.
Yay.
Almost certainly. So what an impaling strike means is that it's max damage plus rolled damage. So please go ahead.
Okay, so I need to roll 2, 6 plus 1, so that's 6 and 5, 11 plus 1, so 12.
12 damage. Okay. It looks wounded as hell.
So
Okay.
it's max plus rolled. So 12
Yeah, that's right.
12 is what you rolled, and then you're adding on again.
So I assume that's what...
No.
No.
She didn't add on the max. She only did the roll.
No. So where do I find the max damage? Is that what the...
So
7 plus
the max
7?
damage is 13.
Max
So
damage is
13 plus 12.
Okay, so that'd be like 25 then.
Right. Okay, then. In that case, you blow its head wide open.
Sweet.
And it falls on top of you. Handsome Jack, you would get the feeling that would normally be a death sentence, but this thing is very skinny.
See, Jack
And-
is, you say, team player. You find the bear for everybody. You get mauled by the bear so that you can shoot it. Yeah.
I do need you to make a constitution check, though, please.
Yeah, that's going to hurt. Although I rolled a 47, I'm 2 outside because my con is 45.
Okay.
So I'm going to burn some luck to bring it down.
Okay, in that case, as this thing scratches at you, you hold back the vomit that very much wants to come out of you. However, Mary, you can see that Jack is looking very, very unwell. Not just from the bleeding, which is, significant, but that attack that he had on the horse is there again underneath this infected bear.
Jack, get out from underneath the bear, and I encourage you to vomit as much up as you can. And then we need to clean you off as quick as we can because that bear is not right.
Okay. Ow. Yeah, doing the do.
Yep.
Getting out from
Give me a. Do you have medicine as a skill, Mary?
A 2-finger
first
salute.
aid, but not medicine for some reason.
Okay, just give me a first aid check to kind of see what you can gather. Not in this case, you've already performed first aid, so yeah.
Regular success.
Right. Okay. So you start to vomit, Jack. Mary, you can see that his iris, his pupils, that's the word, has dilated a little bit, and he is clearly in a state where God knows what's happening to him. Like you're going through the textbook in your head, and you're going, it looks a little bit like a snake bite, but and he's vomiting up this grey shit. But I've never seen this fucking color before in my fucking life. And he might have a concussion again. From what? Who fucking knows? And so
she'll just be following the steps about reducing the risk of contamination or exposure. So vomiting, rinsing out mouth, washing off, all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely. For what it's worth at this stage, you get the feeling that you have probably done all you can out here, and he may get sicker. Now, you can easily make your way back to the trail, but you do see, and it depends on how seriously Mary thinks this is a problem, chimney smoke coming up from an area maybe half a mile away.
I mean, we don't know what's there or who's there or
That's correct.
how friendly they are, but
basically the question is, how much of an emergency does Mary think it is? Given that she has no idea what she's looking at.
And it's very difficult to tell in the dark. So for her, the idea would be get him warm, get him dry, and get him somewhere where she has better way to examine him.
Okay. So
I think
dry meaning where?
Well, presumably they would have somewhere dry if in the rain there is still smoke operating because there's a fire going of some sort. So they would have some form of shelter where she could try and get him dry so he's not going into any form of hypothermia or shock.
Understood.
And making sure that, she can have a better light source to be able to see what's going on because she's now seeing things with his eyes twice.
Yeah.
And examine if there's any wounds on him that have been contaminated by the bear.
Yeah. Okay. So if that's the case, it will definitely take longer to get back to the trail to where they are than to this house. So if that's your call, then
as in she would want to go to the house.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood. Okay, understood. Okay, so that's fine. In that case, is there anything else you guys wanted to do here?
I think Teach would probably point out over the course of making that decision, well, we can either take Jack here to whoever that might be, and maybe they might be able to tell us something about what happened to this bear and these plants and what might be spooking the cows, or you know what the other option is, Mary? You're just going to have to put Jack down yourself, and we'll hold out his cult.
Well, if it's some form of... If he starts to go rabid, then we do have to consider that. Sometimes it's an act of mercy.
I'm not a rabbit.
It's okay. We'll just go to the house and get you all warmed up and dry.
Okay.
Jack has the sense that there's going to be a little. Now we're just going to have to take you up to the farm. And
Yeah. Look at the flowers. Look at
For
the
a
flowers, Jack.
moment, he's kind of like dropping his hand just to reassuringly around where his cult is.
Yeah.
You know,
Everyone starts
Knowing-
using animal handling on Jack. Just to be on the safe side.
And I
thing
think
is, if Jack responds, that's the problem.
For the sake of brevity, you guys decide to head to the house. Confirmed?
indeed.
Correct.
Okay. So, with that in mind, I will say, for what it's worth, I will let the first aid regular success apply for the 1 point of healing that you would normally get per day, Anthanum. So you get that back. For the purposes of your injury, I'm going to say that you were basically slashed across the bicep and part of your chest. So you're basically just kind of holding that area and trying to keep it from moving as much as possible, which Mary's first aid definitely would have helped with. So you guys head for this smoking chimney house. The rain is dissipating somewhat. I think that... Sorry, I was just checking my own notes in my head as far as the time goes. Never mind. I thought it might have been a different time, but no, it's the moon is out. So you guys make your way towards the house, and yeah, you can see that it is it has a chimney. It seems like a pretty normal looking place. It has a garden. I'd say you probably come up to past the garden, and you're probably stopping at the corner between the garden and the barn. You can also see in the distance what looks like a sort of area of cobbled stones. You're not quite sure what that is from this distance, in the moonlight and the storm, and obviously you can see the house as well. So for the sake of brevity, for repeating, you're next to a garden. On the other side is a barn. Directly in front of you is the house. To the right is this cobbled stone area.
How big is the house?
I would say it looks like it's a 1-bedroom sort of deal. A bedroom inside, like probably a one solid floor, probably no doorways and things like that. As far as size goes, I'm terrible at measurements, so
It's okay. Small
30,
1
40
bedroom,
feet?
does it?
but probably 30 feet at most. Yeah, it's not huge.
And the smoke would be coming from the house itself, yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah, I think Teach should probably just immediately start banging on the door then, in that case.
Okay. So you head up onto the porch and start banging on the door. As you bang on the door opens a little.
Teach will kind of look back at the posse. It's not the correct term.
Find
I'm
out
so
if
sorry.
anyone's inside.
Well,
Close enough to be a posse.
I don't know how I feel about just walking on in uninvited. But
Just
Jack
call
here
out
needs
first.
something. There are windows if you want to look at them.
Hello? Anybody in there?
One would imagine that if the smoke is going, the fire was on, that someone would be nearby.
Would
Yeah,
you
Jack,
like to
we're
look in a
trying
window
not
to
get-
confirm?
Penny's going to say,
Yes.
it's like, we're trying not to get shot.
Okay.
That's why we're
So
announcing
Jack,
first.
looking in the window, you can see the fire. They are dying coals.
Anyone there?
Spot hidden.
If it's hidden, I have not spotted it.
In that case, not as far as you can tell. You do see there's a table directly in front of the window. There is a armchair that's facing towards the fire. There's a bed that looks very simple. A table with 2 chairs. And that's about it, given the lack of light.
There is nobody home. But the fire is going.
The fire is dying, basically dead. It's just a couple of dying coals.
Yeah, so we could restoke the fire.
I believe
make it nice and cozy for whoever lives here.
We go in, we restoke the fire, but we don't touch anything else if possible.
Okay.
And then, depending on, I mean, the rain is subsiding, so maybe leaving the door open so they get warning that we're there, and when they come back, we don't startle them.
Okay. So, what are you guys doing?
Going inside.
Going inside.
Okay.
Snap.
So, as you guys make your way in, who's going first?
Jack.
I was going to say Mary would be helping Jack, so I presume they would be at the front.
Together? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
T should probably follow them up behind then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a log cabin
Only a
style
pickup area.
house. The thing that you basically pick up is that it's clearly homemade from top to bottom. The door is various planks of wood that are different sizes, nailed together. The windows are of a interesting different shapes. The table is clearly homemade. And on it, can we have a look at handout number 1, please, Saz? The letter.
Jack needs his glasses. He's a very old 23-year-old.
Is it up? I didn't.
It is.
I didn't,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
up, it's up.
All right. In that case, why don't we get Mary? You were up the front, so you probably would have. Actually, I'll tell you what. No, you probably would have gone for the chair. I imagine, right?
Yeah.
Right. So as you're heading there, Pony, you probably notice it then because you're kind of at the rear as all this is happening. Do you want to read it out for the class?
Sure. So, folks, there's a letter here to a fella called Daryl saying, hope you're feeling better. Here are some supplies to keep your spirits up. We'll be up as soon as we can to check on you. Signed from Christine.
As you turn the corner, as this is happening, Jack is somewhat slowed down a little bit, Mary, so you're kind of like limping him along. He's kind of lapsing in between consciousness and unconsciousness. I will get another constitution check from all of you, please, for headaches.
005.
Okay,
Hang on.
doing better.
Bring up.
I mean, not better, but less agony.
I made a roll. Success.
Well, success.
Okay, so all of you feel the pang, pang, peta pang, but no Keith Moonsolo at this stage. For Jack, though, that's probably enough to bring him to his knees. And Mary, you see this happen.
Okay. Can someone start stoking the fire?
Teach will look around for some wood with which to bring the fire back a bit.
Yep, it's right by the fireplace.
Yep, perfect. He'll get that thing cracking.
Okay. In that case, as you are grabbing the fire and whatnot, you look over at the chair that Mary's beginning, presumably, to get Jack into or attempt to, and you see it's occupied. Can we have a look at Daryl, please, Saz?
Ugh.
What an attractive individual.
Yes.
When we say occupied, how animated is the resident of this chair?
Well, he looks awful. You're not really, well, the thing is, how are you determining? You're trying to see if he's alive or dead?
Well, so in stoking the fire, Teach would be very concentrated on the task at hand. He's got a job to do. He's getting it done. He'll have glanced over and seen.
Sure, but in the meantime, I'll get a sanity roll.
And see this guy, and then he'll just freeze, essentially, waiting to see if it moves, if this guy moves or not. Sanity rolls a 35.
Okay. So you lose 1 point of sanity and you drop the poker. Mary, you hear this happen and you have no idea why.
She'll turn around and Teach, are you okay? Is the head pain getting worse?
As you approach him with concern, you see this thing as well. I'll get a sanity check from you. And Jack as well, because presumably you're juggling these motherfuckers.
Oh, I actually passed despite how low my SAN is.
So you lose 1 point of sanity. Out of curiosity, Mary, what do you think that looks like? How does she react?
So Mary would be more startled than anything, having
Sure.
been a nurse. She's been around death.
Oh, sure, of course.
And it could have been that he's passed away from whatever is in the area or even just natural causes. But because he's out in a remote area by himself, he just hasn't been discovered yet.
Okay.
So she would think at the moment it looks not too good, but it is a dead body and we don't know why it died.
Okay. So we'll imagine kind of like a gasp, but you're very quick to regain control with your past sanity check. Jack, how'd you go?
Success.
Okay, so 1 point of sanity lost. How does it look like with Jack?
Jack would be jumping because to him it looks like a Jesuit priest from his school days as a younger man, and part of the reason why he went and became a lumberjack so he could hit things with axes and pretend that they were the priests who
I'm also going to say in that moment, you also see yourself.
So Jack now thinks he might be growing up to be a priest, which a little bit of self-loathing is going to creep into that.
Pony, what are you doing while all this is happening?
I think Pony was like keeping an eye out sort of at the front just in case the owner came back to give everyone a heads up. You know,
Then you hear a series of screams and gasps and a poker falling.
Clang.
Turns around clutching the Winchester he's still got in his hand just
All right.
in case.
Give me a sanity check then, because I assume you would have probably gone, what the fuck are you looking at?
Very much so. Oh, 000.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Yay, welcome to the club.
Right. So, you lose 4 points of sanity.
Sweet.
Not 5, thankfully, so no bout of madness. However, with that, what I'm going to say is this is unnatural. Like you find you are ready. You get your gun out just instinctually, and you're ready to fire on this thing. And if anything, you almost actually shoot because this corpse then actually goes.
Our Pony is freaking out.
Is this just for Pony that the corpse moves? This is for all of us?
You all see this.
Oh, incredible. He's alive!
What in tarnation is that?
Beautiful.
What's beautiful?
He's hard to hear.
So Mary, having seen someone basically who was very close to her be burnt alive and then succumb to their wounds from burns, is probably of the opinion that whoever is in this chair, which she will presume is Daryl, is basically in their last moments and will be talking to them as if comforting them.
Okay. So you move forward. Do you make contact?
Hell no.
Okay.
Not with everything
But you
that
get
has been
closer
diseased
to
around here.
you get as close as you safely feel comfortable to do so. Tell me what that looks like.
So probably, like, would there be a second chair where she can sit beside
table
him
chair.
at level?
Absolutely.
Without, so that they're close enough that they can talk and she can almost pretend she's looking at the same direction as he is and sort of mimicking things for him.
Absolutely. Okay. So what I'm going to assume then, for the sake of speed, is that you're kind of repeating whatever it is he's saying to the group. You're the only one who'd be able to hear him. And you hear what he says at this point. He's saying it over and over again.
The beautiful colours. The beautiful colours.
Do they look like a rainbow?
No. I've never seen it before.
Does it look like a sunset?
It looks like nothing on earth. I remember it falling.
You saw colours falling?
From the heavens themselves.
And when did you see the colours falling?
Abigail sent them to me, I'm sure. Months ago.
Abigail sounds like, well, it sounds like Abigail really cared for you if she sent you colours.
Yes. Married a long time. I'm looking forward to holding her again.
Well, maybe you should think of Abigail and what it felt like to hold her hand. And she'll basically step back, and if there's like a blanket around, she'll cover him with the blanket.
Talera, you get inspiration, my friend. That was bloody good. Okay, so that means a bonus die when you choose to do so. Okay. And yes, that is fine. You do that.
Teach will probably sidle on up next to Mary a bit. So I think this is Daryl, right?
Well, I would say whatever's affecting the plants and spooking the animals is affecting people as well, but I don't know how long it was between exposure and this.
If he's got friends coming, do you think maybe we should get out of here and let them attend to his needs?
I think there are people coming for Daryl and we should leave Daryl here. I'm more worried about stabilising Jack so that we can get out of here, to be honest.
Oh, of course, Jack. I almost entirely forgot. Let's do
Can I get
exactly
intelligence checks from all of you, please?
that.
I know intelligence checks technically don't have extreme successes, but my intelligence is 70 and I got a 9.
That's fine.
Nice. 51 against 90.
All right.
96.
Just burn those dice.
Okay. Apparently, yeah.
Keep him going. Bring the complications.
And when it comes to combat, he'll be like,
pew, pew, pew.
John Wick in it.
Yeah. Okay. So, what occurs to you, those who passed, is that this color, these colors, what sticks in your head is that something fell from the sky. Something that happened a month and a half ago, and that's kind of the only lead you have. You've been up this trail before. It was not like this. To be fair, you haven't been in this particular area, but you get the feeling you would know about oozing plants that would somewhat spread between cattle drives.
Yeah.
The people that went to help Daryl, chances are if it's happening to him, it's happening to them, which means that they have just as much motivation as you to deal with whatever is spooking the cattle, because it's probably affecting them in the same way and is affecting Jack and yourselves, whether you like it or not.
With sort of not having played in the West before and being a 1920s person, how much would you say natural world versus science for us to know that it couldn't really be a meteor because that would have left a giant freaking crater in the ground?
What are you asking me?
So he's talked about something falling from the sky that had colours, but it can't be, like, for Mary, is it reasonable for her to assume, given she's got natural world, even though she doesn't have science, to go, well, it can't have been a meteor because there's no crash site?
No crash site you've found. You haven't been here before.
Yeah, I think the mention of stuff falling from the sky would be enough to prompt Teach to go for a bit of a wander around the house at the very least and see
It is absolutely not. That would be obvious, 100%. It's something big enough to have this kind of impact. At least instinctually, you're thinking to yourself, that's got to be at least a bit more significant, that you would definitely see on the front entrance, right? Like you would have seen it as you're moving around. So it's definitely not here.
Do you really want to go find whatever it is and expose yourself to it?
Absolutely not. But, well, at the same time, if I've never seen the likes of this kind of contamination or what it's done to the area out there, or to poor Daryl here, or likely to any friends that came to check in on Daryl. But, if there is something there, some kind of discovery, it's worth looking into. I think I like Jack's original idea. Maybe something has fallen. Maybe something has contaminated the area. And
here's what you do know, guys.
Thinking is I'm looking for
the options
kind of
are either to try and convince the boss to turn around, which isn't going to happen, or you're moving through there one way or another. The only question is how and in what way.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I'm all for, we've got to keep moving and moving through as fast as possible so that we have as little exposure as possible. We can tell people at the next town. We can tell people at our destination what's happened.
We might be able to get something to help Jack there too.
And less bear attacks.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
But at the same time, helping Jack, the best way to help him is to get him closer to medical services.
I agree, Mary. I think we need to get into town as soon as possible. The rain's letting up, so let's try and find like a path forward so we can get the cattle through and get Jack the help he needs.
Okay, so I will say at this point, you've been pushing for quite a few hours. If you want to continue through in the middle of the night, you certainly can, but you don't know where this village is. So depending on your rolls and constitution checks, you may start to need a nap.
Beep.
Do we want to... Like, I don't know Daryl, and I don't know what Daryl would want or his friends would want, but I do know that he's technically carrying some form of contamination or infection that seems to be spreading. Do we want to take him outside and...
There's a barn.
Well,
we could stay in the barn.
I don't necessarily feel comfortable having a rest here with Daryl.
No, I think we should move Daryl. It's just whether we want to take him to the barn or whether we want to...
Just look, I think let's leave Daryl here. Jack, I'm going to be honest. I don't necessarily feel comfortable being too close around you either at this point. Maybe you should stay in here too. I'm getting a little tired. I'm going to head out to the barn and just have a little lie down, a little think, and go from there.
So we've got a split shift happening there. So Jack, do you follow those instructions or do you ignore them? Just for the sake of speed.
Daryl's got a really nice chair, so I'm gonna stay here with the bed.
Okay,
and
lovely.
the fire.
So Jack stays. Mary?
Mary would feel obligated to provide some form of checks to Jack, but she will be like covering her face with a kerchief or something like that.
Gotcha.
Throughout the time.
No worries. Okay, and then eventually you will sleep in the barn or in the house?
If he settles into a stable sleep, then she'll go to the barn.
Okay, he does seem to do so eventually, unless Jack chooses not to for some reason.
Jack is all about the warmth.
Yeah.
So sleep.
In comparison, we'll get there. Pony, what about you?
Pony is freaked out by Daryl. He ain't staying in there. He's going straight to the barn.
Yeah. Well, I got to tell you, it's not much better in the barn. You see a horse corpse in there. And it is very, very similarly sloughy in its skin flaps.
Okay, so I vote that we actually go back to the house but take Daryl to the barn.
Yeah, let's including the chair that Daryl is on.
Yeah, we'll just push the whole chair out.
yeah, let's just get a broom and push Daryl in the chair out the door. And just basically go punt. And he lands where he lands.
The only other detail that I will tell you before we take our proper break is that you can see that a lot of the barn's boards have broken. And Pony, you know enough about horses to know?
Yep.
That horse went nuts.
I was going to be my question, was it from the inside or from the outside?
Inside.
That's slightly concerning considering the bear.
Yep.
Because that takes a lot of effort for one horse to do.
So,
well, guys, let's go back to the house.
You have a sleep in the house, and that's where we're going to take a proper 5-minute break where we actually rehydrate and dehydrate. And we will return with our intrepid cattle drivers in the morning trying to find this village.
I'll have
so say goodbye, everybody.
Teacher's scared and nervous, not intrepid. It's exactly.
Bye.
Thank you.
Howdy, everybody, and welcome back to another episode. No, the break is over. Hello, everybody, and we are back to our intrepid cattle drivers mid-morning. Now, we are running a little low on time, so what we're going to do is we're going to skip ahead a little bit to the next day and you guys arriving at the village that you were looking for. But I do have a logistical question first. The cattle drive, one way or another, are going to start moving forward, right? Because they have to. Is there any... were you guys just going to push forward because clearly the problem isn't dealt with, or was there a intention to check back in with them for any reason? Doesn't matter to me. I just wanted to know what the situation was.
I think Mary would want to let them know that there's something that's basically causing time to be an issue. We don't want to be exposed to anything here. So at some point she would go back to the group and let them know that they have to keep the cattle moving. Because
Understood. So in that case, what I would suggest, first of all, is that you're probably the only person that is even slightly qualified to care for anybody else if they get sick, and Jack. So it may be a good idea for one of you to send a scout out, and we'll just consider them out for this scene as you guys head into the village. So who do you think would... Hello, Raiders! Good to see ya. We're doing some Cowboy Call of Cthulhu, friends. Welcome, my name's Jack.
Howdy, folks.
And we are doing some Cowboy Call of Cthulhu in preparation for my show that's going to be coming out soon called Trouble Over Yonder. Come check it out. All sorts of good stuff. Except my command didn't work, so Saz, when you're ready. Thank you, buddy. So come grab a pew, son, and let's spin ourselves a yarn, yes? The command worked eventually. There you go. So who do you think would take the hit and go scout and let them know and then come back?
Jack would put his hand up for it.
Okay.
Jack, put your hand down.
Probably not the best idea, yeah.
I think Pony's going to volunteer to do it. Give the situation to the trail boss, let them know like what they found and what they're going to do, and just the kind of weird stuff that they've been seeing, and then we'll probably once done that, direct them with to get on, and they'll catch on up after they get Jack sorted.
Excellent. All right, cool. So I imagine you're going heel toe. It's going to be a little bit faster than it normally would be because they're going forward and you're going backwards, and you're going to meet in the middle somewhere. So I assume you'll give them the bare minimum and then you'll join at some point. So we'll get to that. But long story short, the village does not have a good vibe in regards to receiving you guys. They recognize you for what you are. They see that you are cattle folks, and the leader of the various families that seem to live there, his name is William, and he says, "Yeah, we saw what happened when cattle folks went through. They threatened to fuck us up if we didn't let them go through, and they fucked up our fucking crop." And he points over to the crop, and it's trashed. Completely gone. The cattle have completely destroyed this area. What's interesting is that these guys look sick in a similar fashion to Jack. However, the children do not. They decidedly look healthy as anything. And they are wearing these very interesting looking necklaces. Can we have a look at that, please, Saz? Just give a thumbs up once you have.
That's dead Daryl again.
They're wearing Daryl?
They're wearing dead Daryl every single
it's the right one now.
Didn't realize it was Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but there you are.
Oh, we can give Pillar another chainsaw and see what happens.
Thank you, Premier. Appreciate it. Yep. For those who aren't reading chat, yes, good point. So, recap. Cattle drivers. The cow are getting spooked by something, and it turns out it's something horrible, and it's making everyone sick and dying slowly, and skin is sloughing off, and infected sores and stuff. and one way or another, these guys are going to have to deal with it, or they're going to look just like dead Daryl, as he will be affectionately known from here on in.
Wait, Daryl died? My
He
God.
did eventually, yes. Not at first.
Terribly sad.
Yes, there was a bear, an infected bear.
I had such high hopes for him too.
That was a fun scene, though. That was probably my favorite bit so far.
Pretty good.
Saz, are we good with the handout, or should I just describe? Okay, thank you. Yeah, didn't see the thumbs up. So, yes, it looks like that you can see. They are wearing these metallic necklaces on there, and it's big enough that you can sort of hear like, it's not harmful, but like it's big. It's like big enough chunk of metal that you hear it tung, 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 against the little chest as they're going running around. And yeah, so all of that happens. William is showing his displeasure. What are you doing?
Counting the number of children.
3.
Counting the number of us. 3. Counting the
Sure.
number of bullets in my gun. 6.
Cool. Yeah, that's certainly an option.
So, William, we noticed there seems to be some kind of contamination around these parts. The young folk around here seem to have avoided any kind of ill effect of such.
Yeah, well, we got to thank Dr. Lenoir for that one. And he's like kind of softening at this point. He's like, why do you care?
Oh, I used to be a teacher. I like to understand these kinds of things, and you know, we're moving some cattle through. We want to try and keep the cattle free from whatever this is.
You're not moving fucking cattle through my property again. No, sir.
If I may interject, I'm very sorry, but you were saying a doctor helped with things. Can we see this doctor?
I mean, it's one of them traveling folks. But it doesn't fucking matter because you're not coming through my property. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Well, I'm also with an individual that needs medical attention, so I was just...
Oh, well, then he went north.
Okay. How long ago?
He was here yesterday.
Okay. And
He checks in on occasion. We've been sick for about a month.
Okay. A month. Do any of you know Daryl?
Yeah.
Okay. So you may want to know that whatever it is that you're suffering from killed Daryl. We found that he had passed. So we may want to get that doctor back.
And look, there's a pretty sloughy looking horse in his barn as well.
Oh, all his livestock were not. They went the same way.
All right, let's cut to the damn chase then, because it sounds like no matter what, you're not going to hear what I'm saying. So let's talk business. Are you prepared to talk business? Can you talk business? Because you people are talking about cattle drives and all sorts of shit. And yes, we all want to help each other.
I'm not talking about cattle drives. I'm saying that you're sick and you need a doctor to help you, or you'll end up like Daryl. And that we have a mutual interest because I have someone here who is also ill from the same thing. So I'm saying that we have some interests that align. They are more important than the other stuff that you're talking about.
Probably not to Mr. Jollymont, but as you
Well, I'm not Mr. Jollymont.
on that point, William, I would say that
We're in agreement there. Fine. And he says, Oliver, go get on your horse. See if you can go get Lenoir. Okay, Pop. But you ain't going any further until we get an agreement. So, Bill, you come back, you get told, and you can agree or disagree, but the only way they will let you go through in the drive is if you give up 3 castle. Because they are starving to death and their crop is fucked. Now, the doctor's being summoned, but that's their price.
Yeah, all right.
Okay.
Bill will agree, and then It would basically say it's payment for medical expenses to the boss man.
Well, that's up to Lenoir, but he's a good sort. He should be. I mean, he's an interesting one. I mean, he told us all about. There he is now, and you see a wagon coming down. Now, mind you, this is a little bit different than the scenario depicted in the picture. But Saz, can you show the wagon, please? Once again, thumbs up when you've done it. So that, thank you. So there you are. So you see that coming back down, and you see a mustachioed man with a trim goatee, and a fellow who is riding alongside him. It's a little bit strange in this time period, but you see he is of Asian descent, and they are riding down the trail together in this big old medical wagon that says, because Jack doesn't remember, but you've got it right there on the thing, so you'll probably tell me, what does it say, guys? Dr. Lenoir's something like that.
Dr. Lenoir's marvelous magnets, the healing power of the earth.
Very good, Premi. That is inspiration for you. Which is a bonus die when you want it.
Thank you.
So, long story short, that deal comes to fruition, and Dr. Lenoir has a French accent as well. I, another man from the homeland. Hello.
No.
I'm French.
I know. So am I.
Canadian.
Oh, I forgive you.
You can recognize each other on sight like that? That's amazing.
Yeah, we all have bad teeth. Ha ha. Anyway, hello. I am Dr. Lenoir. How can I help all of you today? Don't speak all at once.
I need something to fix up the bear bits.
I don't know what you're talking about, sir.
I would be less worried about the bear bits and more worried about whatever killed Daryl and whatever is afflicting the people here.
I'm sorry, I do not know this Dalel.
Oh, well, the people here knew Daryl. I just presumed you knew Daryl as well.
Yeah,
No.
Daryl. You
No,
won't
no,
know
I
Daryl.
was-
Daryl's dead.
Dead Dalel? Okay.
Dead. Yeah.
Daryl's not really our concern. Our associate here seems to have been infected by some kind of contamination here in these parts.
I got clawed by a bear,
A goopy bear.
and the bear was like all flappy and goopy and a lot lighter than a regular
Come
bear.
here,
which
please.
is kind of
All of you, and he starts looking, and Mary, you can see in others' eyes, and presumably in your own, your irises have also turned slightly grey. Each and every one of you. And he goes, yep, that tracks. Well, I am a man of business. These people could afford to pay for their children, and I think they were going to go and get more. But yes, I can certainly offer my remedy, which is magnets on the skin.
Magnets, you say?
Magnetism, yes.
Tell me more about how this magnetism helps with this affliction.
Oh well, to be perfectly honest, it is, and he goes into a spiel that I won't bore you with, but he is. It sounds like he knows what he's talking about. You can make a psychology roll if you don't believe him. If all of you can, doesn't matter to me.
I think teacher probably be more inclined to put it up against stuff that he might have read in the past, just in general.
Okay. Well, what skill would you like to roll then?
It's a great question. Yeah, sure. Biology, science, biology.
Yep. Sure.
Which is, so much less of a chance. But
The use of magnets for healing has been noted in many cultures throughout the ages. The Huanji Nejing as the Yellow Emperor's classic of medicine. And these are all real books, by the way.
Okay.
Or the canon of medicine, yes.
Jack will be nodding along enthusiastically, buying into the spiel.
Nice. Okay, so what do we get if we rolled?
Squeezed a biology check with 28 against
28.
30.
Okay. He's telling the truth as far as medical properties for magnetism. There actually is history of people using it. In the most ancient Indian religious texts, the Vedas, they discussed a variety of treatments that use magnets. The ancient Greeks were also, this is what he says, by the way, the ancient Greeks were also well aware of the many healing properties of magnetite, which is what you wear. Aristotle, Galen, Pliny, all used the magnets to heal everything from headaches to constipation. Let's not forget the ancient Persian philosopher Avicenna in his treatise Al-Konin Al-Fi Al-Tib, or the Canon of Medicine, which spoke of using magnetite to deal with melancholy. And you're like, that's correct. Damn it.
And where do these fascinating specimens come from?
That's a good question. Well, they come from the earth, my friend. If you're asking my sources, I don't really want to be put out of business, if you don't mind me saying.
That is fair.
But I mean, if you here's the thing: for those who pass psychology, for the sake of brevity, he absolutely believes in what he's talking about. He looks like a snake oil salesman. It's easy to think that he is. However, perhaps frustratingly, he absolutely believes in what he's talking about, and sort of, kind of, Mary. The proof's in the pudding. The kids look fine.
Yeah.
How much for one magnet?
$1, which is quite a bit of money.
Yeah, I know. Do I have $1?
I don't know. Would it be on your character sheet? I do not know.
It's not. Oh, I have no inventory.
There's no inventory items on there.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to say that some of you may and some of you may not, but I don't think all of you would be able to afford it. But he does say, shall we have a private conversation, perhaps with William? Because I get the feeling our interests align here.
Seems like a fine idea.
Watch out,
he
wants a cow too.
You sit at the table, and
I ain't going
that
back
might
to
be
get
that might be what he's getting at. Yeah, I mean, he's got to be paid somehow. He's like, well, friends, first of all, quid pro quo. I've given you what I know. What do you know about the situation? Maybe you know something I don't. What do you think? Give me your theory.
Mary, you found those weird plants things before we came across that bear.
Whatever it is affecting flora, fauna, and humans.
Yes. We all know the symptoms. What is the cells, in your opinion?
It seems like some form of contaminant that's spreading and causing almost like a mutation.
I agree with that.
Before Daryl passed, he mentioned seeing something fall from the sky.
Bing, bing, boom. I have heard something similar, but I did not have the courage, to be perfectly frank. And Jalal speaks, and he has a crisp British accent, which may be a little surprising. And he's like, I convinced him not to do it. Yes, that. Jalal is always a little bit smarter than me. But now we have lots of people. It is entirely possible that we might be able to make a go of this. Now, call me crazy. Let me see if our theories match up here. You seem to think that it comes from the skies. I agree. So, something hits, give or take, month and a half ago. Magnetism happens to work better than it ever has before in regards to staving off this infection, if nothing else. I do not know. We'd have to test for many more times to see if it is immune. But if the symptoms do not work against the creature, if it is a creature, whatever it is, then it is worth learning what it is that is making this. If it is simply a rock or something like that, then we collect it with magnetite. If it is something that has sentience, we trap it with magnetite. I even have a sketch. Saz, can you show the sketch, please? Thank you. You see?
Why on earth would you think it would be something with sentience exactly?
I don't know. I
Look.
guess reading Jules Verne the other day, I just thought to myself, what if it were us traveling to new places? I would like to learn.
I'm also a man of learning. I think your first theory is probably the one that's most accurate, most likely to be accurate. And look, if I feel like you could probably profit more than any of us from collecting the source of this affliction.
Yes.
But if we're going to help you do that, I think it's only fair that you equip us with the means by which to be protected from it. Yes.
That was implied. That is what you're being hired to do.
Excellent.
And the payment is magnetite, along with maybe a cow.
This seems like a fair offer to me.
Well, if this magnetite works, then what's the harm? How do we know this trap thing of yours is going to work, though?
We do not. But I'll be perfectly honest with you. If it doesn't, you are in front, not me.
Thanks ever so.
I'm just being honest with you. I am a businessman. You are being hired for a reason, and that is so that if the running away from bear theory, I do not need to be more skilled. I just need to be faster. Ironic, in retrospect, Jack. I apologize.
And you have this trap containment device built and ready?
I'm working on it. We could spend. It doesn't. What I've noticed over my time is that it seems like it has its strongest effects during the day. So, sorry, other way around. During the day, it doesn't seem to affect as much. You might have noticed getting closer to here, headaches and such being worse at night.
Well, that you mention it, that is when I was afflicted by such a headache.
Well, it might happen again. Don't get me wrong. It whatever this thing is, it seems to enjoy sucking up everything it can. But it I don't know. It doesn't like light. I don't know. I wouldn't know. I won't know until we find it. Here's the thing. From what I understand, it's either that, or we drive it away, or we bury it. That seems to be the only options to me.
If we were to drive it away, it would make pushing the cattle through here much easier.
I don't have any suggestion for that. If it doesn't like magnetite, perhaps that is an option, but I'm flying blind there.
Well, Bill, Jack, Mary, what are we thinking?
Kill it.
Well, I know that my eyes are changing, so I don't think I have much of a choice because whatever it is, I've been exposed to it enough to, well, eventually end up like Daryl if I don't.
Or the horse or the bear. Let's not end up like either of those two.
It was interesting. The horse and the bear were quite rabid, but Daryl was quite sane.
Doc, if you come across any people getting like Mary said, rabid from this thing?
I get the feeling that it depends on the person. I don't know. I have no basis for that. Again, it requires significant study, but the proof is in the pudding. You are more affected, Jack, than the teacher, than Mr. Pony here and Miss Mary. That could be a coincidence, or it could be genetics, or it could be biology, or it could be because you stubbed your toe and you have a blood clot in there. I don't know.
I got hit by a bear.
You did. Very good.
I don't feel like a rabbit.
Well, we're not going to learn anything until we get this show on the road, so...
But if you start getting angry, Jack, you just tell us so we can maybe take those weapons off you. Just to be on the safe side.
Okay.
Okay.
Teach will
I
just
be
subtly
sure
kind of
to
hold his
not
pistol
do
out
that.
once again.
I was sort of waiting for that.
So,
All right.
are
Shall
we
get
going
this
with
show on the roll?
my capture whatever it is plan?
Well, I mean, we've got to see what it is first. If
I
it's
agree.
a
So
rough-
either contain or capture. SeaWorld.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where?
Well, I know what the crash site is, but I was hoping to gather either more resources or more information. But I have more resources. I will take it. Now, I'll be clear about this. You'll be given magnetite, but I am not going to put myself at risk. I am, quite frankly, the expert on this at the moment. So, you folks find out what you can. I will be coming with you, of course. I will have the trap ready. If it is just a rock, wonderful. We grab magnetite, we scoop, we take. Oh, good. And it is
Alright.
daytime, so let us not waste it.
Cool. Before we go, Jack would just like to have a quiet conversation with his learned sciencey colleagues, Mary and Teach, and just ask as he sort of pulls out his bullet casting kit, and ask us, how hot does magnetite need to be to melt?
I'm sorry, Jack. I have no idea.
And there would be no role to determine that. That would be a test and find out kind of thing.
Yeah, metallurgy stuff.
Because I have my bullet making kit and some shiny new store-bought bullets. And if we could make some magnetic bullet heads, slugs, then maybe we could do it a harm from afar.
I'm not, Jack. I'm still not convinced we're talking about any kind of creature here. This has got to be some kind of natural contaminant, almost certainly.
I don't know. It's all above my head, but I'm thinking, if it doesn't like magnets, and if it is a thing, then it will not like magnet bullets to the head.
True. Our new friend has a big giant box full of the magnetite. I think
And
that'll
we've
do the
got a
trick
big
all the same.
Yeah.
Giant box of shiny new bullets that we can take the tops off and put the I'm going to do that. Jack has a new mission.
Okay. What are you suggesting to roll to try and melt magnetite?
I have zero idea.
Okay. In that case, make a luck roll.
Because
But I'm going to give you a penalty die, I'm afraid.
I was kind of hoping the science nerds would come to the party and help out a little bit there. Thanks, science nerds. Okay. This does not hold well. The first roll was 96.
So, no.
The second roll is 26. So, kaboom.
Oh, yeah, 96.
The
No,
melting-
thankfully you can't fumble luck rolls, but you are the worst rolling player I think I've ever had. That's impressive.
This is why I'm a forever GM, dude.
Yep, I'm gathering that. Okay, cool. Give me 1 second, just in case there's more. Yeah, it's very 96 heavy, Saz. I agree with you. Give me one
Third
moment.
one I've rolled.
For the record, just as a side note, the melting point of magnetite is 1,583 to 1,597 degrees Celsius.
So just a little then. Just a touch.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you guys gather together, and Bill and Oliver are the ones, as it turns out, that kind of know where the crash site is. So Lenoir has been provided this information. Jalal, I think, would probably go up to. I think he would assume the leader is probably it'd be Ethan Pony or I don't know. It'd probably be Mary. Yeah, and he would go up to Mary and say, "I apologize for him. well, he's a bit of a dickhead, but if he's right, then everybody wins here. And I will.
He could very well be. I mean, ultimately, we need to know what it is that's doing it. We need to know whether or not we only have to wear the magnetite for a period of time or whether it's a forever thing.
And you seem like the honest sort, so I'm going to tell you something that I don't want you to tell anyone else unless I die, which is that he didn't make shit. I made the trap, but he's the face on the wagon.
And, I think we can both understand that there are many of us where we could be the ideas behind things, but the world doesn't accept that we are and wants other people to be.
Yes. Well, don't get me wrong. I'm normally happily profiting in the back, but I would like to be remembered for something if I am going to pass away. Okay. And he goes about his business. You guys get on your various houses and make your way to the crash site. Unless there's anything else you wanted to do before that.
No, I think for Mary, it's a case of time is a significant factor.
Okay.
So she would want to push through as much as she could.
Excellent. In that case, yeah, I know you did. And it was actually a good idea, Anthanum, but unfortunately there was just no way to kind of make it happen in this case.
Yeah.
Just give it 100 years, you'll be fine.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Take the time to build a really good kiln
Yeah.
and then see how we can go.
Now I'm just imagining the scene from Ghost, but like making magnetite in a kiln.
As you approach the site where the meteorite crashed down, you find the land completely dead. Nothing living can be seen or heard, except as you get closer and as you've made your way through, the standard bugs that you might encounter on the trail are sparrow-sized.
Oh.
I ain't never seen any that big before.
Well, I mean, the cacti were very swollen with their mutations and twisted. Maybe
But
that's
even these things, these little insects, avoid the direct area that you now find yourselves on. Plants are a sickly grey, and what trees are left are bent and twisted. Despite the ashen appearance, strange colours, unlike any seen in nature, seem to be infused into all the flora. You are arriving in the morning, but even so, they seem to have a faint glow to them. And you feel an almost palpable sickness. So I'll get some more constitution rolls, please.
Teach.
Let's see how you go first before it might be too.
It's a fail, but not a disastrous fail.
Okay.
I got 97.
Whoa.
God, guys.
Teach and I are the only ones going.
Chill out, guys.
Teach
I
failed with a
failed.
63, yeah.
Yeah, well, I got a 69, so
Nice.
You know what that means?
yeah.
Nice.
They don't know the house rule. They don't know the house rule. It's
Oh, yeah, we have warned them. Fun story.
Okay, so those with a fumble, you have a penalty die, which I think someone did, 96. Mary got a?
So Mary got 69.
Which is a pass or a fail?
Fail.
Fail. Okay, so you definitely are having some trouble here, but it's not as bad as it could be. Well, you did fail, and you are right next to it. So what I'm going to say is, how should we put this? I think, yeah, leave that with me because there should be some effect, but I'm not sure what. I'll keep an eye out though. You're sluggish for now. Teach, what about you?
Also a fail. What did I say? 50? No, 63.
Okay, so that's a sluggish thing as well. Jack, how'd you go?
Fail, but I failed by the least amount. Yay, Jack wins.
All right,
Fail
cool.
at 59.
Okay,
Although I
cool.
am tempted to just burn a shit ton of luck. I shall.
All right,
I shall succeed.
all right, cool. Piggles,
So I got 97.
you got
and
the fumble.
I did, and I had to get like 80, like under 85. I'm like, because it's so high, will burning luck points do anything?
I'm going to say no and on this case.
Okay, fair.
And in fact, as you were about to say, teach, a couple of things. And I'm talking to Mary in that context because that's what she was saying. You notice that the trees are swaying, but there is no wind. And you pick up that there is a sort of cave formation as you are coming forward. And as you are picking up on this, before you know it, you see that Pony is off his horse and power walking towards this cave.
She originally was like going teach because she was going to ask him something, but then it will be quite hurriedly and emphatically saying his name again, louder and higher pitched while pointing at Pony.
Where's Pony going?
Okay,
It's
so
cave.
you do that.
You
You
might
do
wanna
that.
stop
Jackie,
him.
you do anything? Doesn't matter to me. Just joking.
No, I think like Teach doesn't see any immediate danger here. Is going to be more
Cool.
concerned.
All right.
on
No,
the
I know.
melee
I figured
yelling
that.
out.
Jackie, you do
Yeah.
anything?
Yes. In my newfound healthy manliness, I'm going to bound after Pony Boy Bill.
Okay, understood. All right. As you do so, you
Like
watch
a
as
mountie
Pony is basically jogging to get inside this thing. And as you do, you see a couple of things all at once as Lenoir gets off his wagon and he goes, wait, hang on, and quick, what's going on? And all of this chaos is happening at the same time. And you see, as you get deeper and deeper into the entrance, Pony, color. Color like you've never seen before. Color that seemingly reaches out to you. Can I get a dexterity check from Jack, please?
Oh, do you really need Dex?
Yep, I do.
Can we have appearance? Check instead.
We can have appearance taken away. Yes.
He miraculously, Jack makes it with a 33.
33.
Or a
Okay.
33, whichever way you read the dice.
So you catch up to him and you have an opportunity to pull him back out. However, you see this thing too, and it reaches out to you and you stare right into it. And I need both of you to make sanity checks, please.
Not appearance, right? Just sanity.
Definitely not appearance.
Oh, I made that too.
Huh. Yeah, I made that. I got 5.
Okay, so both of you lose 1 point of sanity, and you are at the moment transfixed on this thing. It's in this moment as you are screaming inside the back of your own head, Pony, that you understand why your trail boss was so adamant. You were meant to be here. He was meant to be here. You all need to be here. Everyone needs to be here. I must go further. Jack, you have interacted. You have passed your dex check. You have caught up. You've got a limited time here because it is reaching out to you. You've passed your check, so I'm going to let you do one thing. What is it?
Roll in, grab the pony.
Okay.
Try and roll out again.
Okay. In that case.
Action Man style.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. So I'm going to say that you grabbing him doesn't require a roll from you, but it does require a power roll from Pony, please. That's at the top of your sheet, okay?
Yeah. Let's see. I was wondering what that one was. That is, so my power is 50 and I got 57.
Okay. However, as it reaches out towards you, you are wearing magnetite. And so as it does so, it shrinks back and you have a second where it seems to be forming into something solid, and then two people start stumbling out of the cave. People with eyes that are grey and set on violence. The colour cannot feed on you, and so it will punish you instead. So, I need, we've got the decks from before, and if there's some combat music, Saz, go ahead and give it up. And we are going to find out what the colours dex is, which is 95. So, Lenoir. What is Lenoir's? Let's find out Lenoir. Doodly doo doo doo. Beep bop beep bop beep up up. Okay. Stand by. There he is. Lenoir is dex 60, which would mean Teach. What is your dex? I forget.
60.
60. Okay. I'm going to say he goes after you then.
Draw.
And Jalal. Okay, so you guys are on the outside of the cave. You two are on the inside of the cave. The bad guys that are with the color. Let's see if they have weapons. Stand by. I need another sanity check though for the two of you because you've seen a victim of this at this point.
Oh, as in inside cave 2 or outside cave 2?
Just the cave folks at the moment.
Always wanted to be a cave folk.
Success got 14.
I am steeled against this madness now. 0-9.
Okay. So that is another 1 point. And what did Pony get? I'm sorry?
14.
14. Okay. So yeah, another 1 point of sanity, which is decent. Good. Okay. So give me a second here. Diddly do. Yep. Okay. They got shotguns. Good to know. So they have.
Good to know.
Dex 45.
No, good to know. Complications.
Okay. Handsome Jack, what is your dex, please?
45.
45. Okay. Can you roll a dex check for me, please?
I can.
I got an 18.
I can succeed even at half. So what's that? As a hard.
Okay, so I also got a hard, so I'm going to give it to you. So the color minions. Okay, so the color spins around and it goes from this gaseous form of all these things that you've never seen before into something that looks like it's calcifying and making itself physical. But it takes a round to do so. Teach. You hear screams from inside the cave. They are in the darkness of the cave, I will say. Mercifully, though you don't know that.
Brilliant. Teach is going to do the dumb thing and run away from the meteorite and towards the cave then. And he will pull his pistol out.
Okay, understood. As you do so, I need a sanity check.
It's a pass at 53.
53. Okay, so you lose 2 points of sanity for the various things. Oh, no, it'd be 2 separate checks, so one more.
26.
Okay, so pass for both. Okay, so you see these 2 creatures with shotguns that look like they're ready to defend their master. And you are doing what? Because you see Lenoir and Jalal hurriedly getting out the cage, but they're nowhere near ready. You've run in with a pistol and you can see this gaseous form that's so very beautiful.
It's pretty and all. I think Teach would be more concerned with the apparent danger to Pony and even Jack. And we'll fire a round off at these minions then that look to be threatening them.
Understood. Okay. They're going to dive for cover. Yep, what'd you get?
10.
10. Okay, so I got a... How does dodge work? I don't need to beat you, I just need to meet you. 10 is a what? An extreme success?
Extreme's the far end, yeah. So under 12 for extreme, yes.
Yeah, okay, so you get an impaling strike then.
Nice. So that's damage.
Max damage plus roll
plus
damage.
the roll. Yeah.
Yep.
Beautiful. And it's 22.
Okay. What now? Fucking what? 22 points of damage.
Yeah, it's the max damage and
Jesus
and the roll.
Christ.
Yeah. I rolled. I
Yeah,
done roll good.
I was not going. You're wrong. I was going. I was just
take that.
clarifying. Yeah. Okay. Remember that it had a head? I don't. Okay. Cool. That's that. Then one remains. Helps. I probably should have made you roll with a penalty die, but I didn't.
I would have.
And I'm going to let you keep.
I would have, in an absolute clutch move, burned my inspiration to balance that out.
Well, I'm going to actually say don't worry about it because it's already said and done, but
Okay.
I do need you to make a power check.
A power check? Yeah.
Yes.
Easy.
Just to balance the scales somewhat.
Yeah, that's fine. 49, that's pass.
Okay, so you are holding strong for now. Okay then. It is Lenoir and Jalal. They hurriedly do what they have to do, but it's taking them some time. Pony, what are you doing?
I think so. Pony's out of the spell now of the thingy that was reaching out to him.
For the moment, yes.
For the moment, yes. Okay. So I think Pony's going to pull out the Winchester again and point it straight at probably the closest one, and go from there.
Okay.
So what have I got to get under 55? Okay. Ooh, 62. I did not make that.
No problem. So it goes wide. Anything else?
No, I think just Pony's still in a bit of a panic about what's happened and just like suddenly finds himself in the cave. So yeah, naturally it goes wide.
Understood. Okay, no worries. And you're saying where you are?
Pony actually might try and move back.
Okay.
Like stumble back a little bit.
No problem. Okay. Okay. Right. Okay, so that is... A second. Yeah. That is your turn. It is Handsome Jack's turn.
Jack has an axe. Jack is going to introduce the axe very rapidly into the other minion.
Okay. They're going to attempt to dodge. Hard success.
Regular success with axe.
Okay, so they get out of the way. All right. Anything else?
Press the attack forward.
All right. Color minions are going to respond. They are going to probably shoot the one with the gun. So, Tony, nah, they'd probably go the one closest. So that's Jack. Although Jack is kind of the most infected. So, Jack, yeah, this makes sense to me. Give me another power check, buddy. Magnetite or no?
Righto. I have the power. 19. Yes, I do.
I'm getting sick of you rolling really well, guys. Give me a fucking break. Right?
All of a sudden,
Just a little
It cannot last, I promise. There's no way
That's
can
all right.
last.
Well, regardless, what it will do is point the gun at Pony because Jack is potentially going to join their ranks. They don't want to ruin their stock.
Fair.
So, Pony, if you wish to dodge this gunshot, then what happens is you make a dodge roll, and if you succeed, then they roll with a penalty die. However, it sacrifices your next action because you're diving for cover.
Okay, all right. So we'll be able to attack or move. I would say yes because there is the gun, and it'd be stupid not to dodge the gun.
That's correct. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. Yep. Okay, cool. So give me a dodge roll. Let me know if you succeed.
No.
No?
That's 94.
Okay, no problem. So I definitely succeed. So you take... Sorry, cocked. 35. 11 points of damage.
Okay. Pony is down to 6 hit points, folks.
That's pretty good for a standing Call of Cthulhu character. So then we look, because this is a major wound. So we're going to look at the the combat flow, and whoever finds it first can tell me. So you fall prone. You need to make a Constitution roll, please.
Okie dokie. Is that 37, which I think is a success? Yes, it is.
Okay, so you feel your chest being blown open. And then you... and things are not looking good, but you are awake. For better or for worse. Mostly for worse. Okay. That is the color minions done. It is Mary's turn.
So, in Mary's mind, basically, half of this would resolve if we could deal with whatever it is that's contaminating everyone.
Yeah.
So she will follow Jalal's lead and ask, I mean, she's a nurse, she's used to following directions.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ask him specifically what he wants her to do because she knows that he's the brain behind what's going on.
Jalal, right.
To cut out the middleman to save time.
And I 100% agree with you. Okay, so Jalal will say, it seems to want to eat. So get them the fuck out of here, and let's see if we can get them in the cage. Get them out. Everyone, get out. I'm also going to say, Pony.
Yo.
That blast. That also destroyed the magnetite. Actually, probably not destroyed the magnetite, but the necklace broke. Right? Which is why they would have done it in the first place. So, okay. So, just for the record. So, Mary, with that in mind, that's what Jalal's told you. What would you like to do?
So she'll probably, knowing where the others have gone, go to the entrance of the cave.
Yes.
To see if they're coming back out or if she has to help them come back out.
Well, first of all, as you go in, you can see the creature. So I need to sanity check twice.
Yep. Okay, so let me just pull. Okay, so first one was a fail.
Okay, I only rolled one.
I failed both.
You failed both. Okay, so one for the first, and for the second, 3. So no bout of madness for you. You lose 4 points of sanity.
Yeah.
However, you, for the moment, are holding strong. So you see all this. Probably the most important thing that you see is that Pony is 1, missing magnetite, like hanging off their neck, and 2 holding a massive gunshot wound and their intestines in.
Joy. Absolutely joy. Okay. So I will obviously go for the injured person first.
Okay.
To see what I can do to get them into a point where they can effectively be dragged out, because I'm not strong enough to do it on my own.
Well, he is conscious, so let me see here. Hit points. Well, he's not at 0 hit points, so as far as the mechanics of the game go, you can certainly do a first aid. Let me see. But he would recover 1 hit point if he did. So you can either drag him out, or you can,
she's probably not going to do
something else.
She's probably not going to do a full first aid run in there while there's 2 creatures that will come down on top of her while she's doing it. She'd probably try and drag Pony outside and then do.
Okay, now Pony is massive, so I am going
Pony's
to
like
ask for
7
7 feet tall.
Yeah.
So give me a strength check. But if you don't already
strong.
have inspiration, which I think you do, if you don't, take it now, because I liked that talking to Jalal. That was good memory.
Okay. But my strength is not very... Oh, actually, my strength is...
Well, you can roll with the bonus die now if you want to.
Okay,
Up to me.
so that would be a 6.
So I'm making up something on the fly here, but what I imagine this sort of is akin to like a mother with their child, like a sudden burst of strength.
Oh, the adrenaline is kicking in.
Yeah, and you've grown affectionate of Pony over the time that you've been with him, and he's normally the one that is ready to lead and keep people safe, and he's down and he's helpless, and your maternal instincts just kick the fuck in. You're like, come on, buddy, and Pony, despite the fact that you are like in agony, you're like wee a little bit.
And then my entrails.
Yeah. So what I'm going to say is, based on how that happened, it would make sense to a degree that you've basically put him into a position where that he is nearby the cage, but sort of behind it, so to speak. Yeah.
And then with the intention that next round we'll do the first aid on him.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yep.
Cool. Love it. Okay, so you've heard, for everyone else, you've heard the call of getting out or not. That's your choice. But the colour is going to make you wish you weren't born in the meantime. So you
Jokes
are
on you.
out
Already
of...
do.
Yeah. I have depression. Okay. Okay, so let's see here. Just stand by. I'll read this verbatim. Just make an opposed power roll. It can concentrate and solidify a part of itself. That part becomes translucent. It can then manipulate objects. Okay. Well, in that case, yeah.
The power
Okay,
of a
characteristic
shotgun.
drain. Okay. Right. Okay. I'm just going to quickly take a second because I don't want to potentially screw you guys over. Now, you're wearing magnetite, and it said it can make itself physical. In worst case scenario, I'll just make a ruling, but it will seek out and try to drain a victim that is unprotected by magnetite, which might be Pony. It will go for humans first. If everyone is protected, it will solidify and try to do physical damage. Okay, but it doesn't say what kind of physical damage, so I'm just going to make a ruling that it would be 4d6. That sounds right. So, okay, so it's going to roll... Well, it might just go for Pony, which feels like a dick... Well, it might work out because it's by the trap. Yeah, I think that's what it would do, and I think that's probably why you instinctually moved it towards the cage. So, Pony, it heads for you. I apologize. This is a dick move, but it is smelling your lack of magnetite and it's going for it. So, It did solidify, however, it is going to get you to make a power roll, please.
50.
And it's an opposed power roll, I see.
Oh, 75. That is not a success.
Okay. I will say in my games you can share inspiration if someone would like to.
Keeping that to myself, thank you. I'm a Survivor fan.
I mean, ponies in entrails are on the outside. That's completely fair.
It is logical for Mary to share her inspiration and hand that over because of her caregiver nature.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Okay, cool. That's very kind of you. Okay, so that means one more 10-sided die roll, mate.
One more. Okay. That was a 4.
Okay, so you pass and you beat it. It's POW. Okay, yep. So it got a hard success. You got an extreme. Okay. The victim must make. If the color wins it, Pamela drain. Okay. Yep. Okay, cool. That's what it does. Yep, good. That was a good use of inspiration. Teach.
Yo. Who's still in the cave at this point? Just Jack and the minions, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Teach will try and drag Jack out.
You were ready to shoot him at the other cabin when he took that.
Still am.
Jack no need no dragon.
A disordered quoting of Labyrinth.
Indeed.
My brain
It was
jumped
quoting
ahead.
Labyrinth.
We all were.
It's no longer important. It's fine.
Well, did you have to play with the Power song going through your head there every time Power's mentioned?
I clearly need to watch that movie again. It's been too long. Anyway,
hearing the yelling to get out of there. That's Teacher's imperative, and we'll try and get Jack out with them as they run away, basically.
Yep, understood. Okay. So you do that. You head towards the color, therefore, out of the cave. I'm going to say don't worry about the roll, but that is your turn. It is technically right by the cage. The problem is you got to get it in the cage. So let's see how that goes. So you do that. Lemoine and Jalal, I think what they do... Okay, so it's like a gap. Well, it did solidify, right? So what I'm going to say is, they are going to. This is Jack making it up, but I am going to say that the next person to attempt to do anything in regards to getting the creature in the cage has a bonus die from Jalal and a bonus die from Lenoir, because they are literally getting the cage ready and they're literally manipulating it as it's going. So whatever it is you guys want to do, and the fuck knows if I know what you're trying to do, but that has 2 bonus die, whatever it is.
I feel like Mary's the only one who's conclusively in on that kind of understanding.
You all see it. You all know what the plan is. So
yeah. And at the moment, Mary's more worried about the entrails on the ground in front of her and putting them back where they're meant to be.
Yep.
Just let him go. It'll be fine.
Yeah, Pony's like, use me as bait.
Jack just wants to hit the color with his axe.
It's Pony's turn, not Jack.
I know.
Yeah, okay.
Bleed on it with intent.
Pony's quite seriously like being like, bring me over to the box. Let's lure it in.
You're literally right there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. I am too.
Yep.
Thank you. Pony's going to sacrifice yourself. So, just trying to think if there's anything I can do to like lure it closer. Apart from being like, I'm here, come get me. I think
here's one thing I'll remind you of.
I was going to say take the magnetite off.
Well, the
it is off.
already broken.
It's calcified in one specific area. It was ready to hit. So that means who knows what it will do with weapons, but it is definitely solid as opposed to gas. So for what it's worth. which means you can
Yeah.
actually make contact with it.
Yank and pull.
Or
Yeah, how close
Or-
is it to Pony?
maybe a little bit of rope use if you got that.
Yeah,
Nice little
that's true, I
cowboy
do.
lasso into a bit of a cagey cage.
Thank you. That's just the idea I need. All right, let's try rope use.
Yeah.
That's 45, and then this is where recommend recommend someone give me inspiration if
You
I
have 2
fail, if
bonus
there's
die,
any
don't
left.
forget. No, you already have
Oh,
2 bonus
no.
die,
Yeah.
which is
cool.
as much as you can get.
Okay.
But it is going to roll against you.
Okay. So that was 77 the first time, which was a
Yep.
fail.
So it's
So-
the 10-sided die twice more.
10-sided.
And take whatever the lowest is.
Okay. So that's 5. 10-sided die. That would be the. No. That would be the 5.
Sorry, 5.
Mm.
5, extreme success. Okay, so yeah, you do that. And then it's just a question of slamming the cage door shut, which someone else is going to have to do. So,
Yeah.
Jack.
Jack really wants to hit it with his axe.
Okay.
I mean, like, really.
Okay.
Where is it?
It's there. You're committing
it's in the
to
box.
it's
We're
in the
about
cage.
to trap it.
So it's being dragged into the cage, right?
That's correct.
All right. Reverse head the axe head to use it like a club and
Yep.
then help belt it into the cage as well.
Okay. Yep,
So
give me a
not
roll.
Hitting it with the sharp, pointy, cutty bit, the
Yep.
other end of the axe.
Yep.
Bad for the axe. Sorry, axe. Needs muscles, the devil drives, and horrible.
Yeah. Let me know what you get.
47. So that is just a success by 3 points.
Okay. Does it dodge? It does. So it gets out of the way. The color minion is going to take the opportunity to shoot. I'm trying to think who would be. Teach. Teach. Diving for cover, I assume.
Sure, why not?
All right. Give me a roll because I got a regular success.
I will. Dodge, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's barely a success. 67.
Okay. So.
Oh wait, no, sorry, that's an absolute fail.
All right. Then.
Well, not absolute. It's a fail. 67.
6, 8, 9, 10, 11 points of damage.
Jesus. All right. Calm down.
Shotgun go boom.
Oh wow. No, yeah, that's what hit point. What hit points? No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're down. Are
Yeah.
you?
I am so
Yeah.
down.
Oh wow.
So I got 11 hit points max, and that's what you had?
I had 10, so yeah.
Yeah, you're dead. Yep.
Yeah, that's just
So,
straight death.
yeah, so you guys see if this was a movie, the camera would be sort of pointing down and Teach, you turn, and then we see as you turn, the camera's on your back, and then there's a hole, and you can see this minion holding the shotgun through the hole that was your back. You're down. You're
Yeah.
up.
No, not even a pithy remark on his death. He just falls face first in the dirt.
Okay. That's one. Let's go for some more. Okay. Lenoir, it would be Teacher's turn, but Color Minion, Mary.
Mary will be trying to close the box because as much as she wanted to do first aid, Pony has made it clear that he would like the
Yep. You do that.
Close the box.
No roll required. You do that. However, there is still a minion to deal with. So the color is just bashing against the cage. And the minion will probably be doing something about that if it gets a chance to. Teach. It is your turn. What do you think of?
Teach thinks back to his time as a teacher, from where he got the nickname, and that glimmer in the kids' eyes. Not all kids, because so many of them are so terribly annoying. But every now and again, there'd just be like one that would get the thing that you were trying to tell them, and that's the last thing that he recalls. That glimmer in the kid's eye at being interested in something.
You do that. And your eyes drift away to the sun. And you hear in your ears, "Thanks, Mr. Stonewall." Lenoir and Jalal are going to back the fuck up away from the shotgun. They are not... They have nothing in that respect. Pony,
Yo.
what you doing?
See, Pony's still got weapons.
Yeah, and guess what? Here's the good news. You're prone, which means
Yeah.
your shots actually have a bonus die. So I'm picturing the wonderful scene in The Untouchables, except your intestines are out, so it's even cooler. You're like that, you know?
Yeah, I don't think Pony's like capable because they're prone of like holding the Winchester anymore. So I think they've gone back to
probably
the
not.
Colt now.
Yeah.
Which is fair because then I can just hold it one-handed. So where are I? Let's go. Where?
So it's a gun. It's whatever your skill is with a bonus die, and they're not going to dodge because they want to free the color.
I don't think I have any. No, I don't have any skills, particularly with guns, by the looks of it.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Oh, okay.
Look at the
So-
weapon.
so
you should do.
Piggles.
It's under combat heading.
Oh, sorry, I was looking at the skills. Yeah, it just says 50. It just says 45 Colt Peacemaker,
Yep.
and then 50% next to it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's what you
That's the thing I was doing. So I rolled a 67, and I'm just,
with a bonus die.
I have not done the bonus die yet, so just do the one extra 10-sided dice, which ended up being a 1.
So that's definitely a hit. Roll your damage.
Yill. So I'm gonna aim for the right in the middle. Just go bang.
Yep.
And let's see, what do I need to roll for damage? 1d10 plus 2.
That's right.
Let's roll that. Thank you. That wasn't very good. We'll blame it on the fact that my intestines are everywhere. So Pony only got 3.
3 points of damage. Okay.
Yeah.
Jack, you wanted to hit something with your axe, buddy. Here we go.
Yay! Just as in my neighborhood, all of the alarms for the explosions that are going off start. Yay! There's construction work nearby. I live on a train line, so the house is now shaking from the boom, boom, boom. Anyway, so dramatic effect over at the Anthanum household. I am going to hit the minion with my axe.
Yep.
So
I
that
failed my
it
dodge.
Does not free the color.
Yep.
And in fact, I am going to hit it with my axe.
Please do.
That's a half roll. So 23.
Hits. Roll your damage.
My damage is 1d8 plus 1d4 plus
Yeah.
2.
Jesus Christ. I can see why you wanted to hit something with this. Yeah.
I want to hit something with my axe.
Yeah, it's pretty
That would
good.
be 10.
It's a pretty good
That would be
weapon.
10. No, that would be 12. Sorry.
Tell me how you kill him.
You know that bit right just near the base of the tailbone, just above that?
Yes.
And that's where the axe is wedging in.
Good.
Nice.
I mean, irony.
Sideways
Yeah, because
cut.
that's basically where Teach got shot. So, yeah, I'll take it. Yep.
and a kind of a revenge strike, and also that's the sweet spot for hitting a tree. It's just like, all right.
I am. Yeah,
And,
going back to the old
as there's
familiars.
a crack of the spine going over, and the minion I just
Okay.
foot on the back just to pull the axe out, giving it a bit of a twitch, just so it hurts a little bit on the way out. Because, my good friend and mentor teaches down.
For the sake of brevity, because we do have a player that needs to mosey, you all stand and see the destruction wrought by this thing. You see Teach. You see his blood in the soil. You see these people that were taken and used. And you see Lenoir and Jalal pack away the cage onto their wagon. The cattle drive continues. The group are devastated. Morale was already low. Jollymont seems to grey with every day that remains on the trail until you finally reach Puebla. And he gives you all a bonus. But it doesn't do what it used to do. In your time by yourselves, part of you wonders what that man, even with a smart assistant, might be doing with something that nefarious. Whether it was a biological cause or not. But that is a question for future you. If you ever felt like playing on my show, Trouble Over Yonder, which is going to be a thing on the... So,
and if you didn't die...
Yeah, well, I mean, you can always put it off between shots of whiskey. So, that's the end for today, Ladles and Jelly Spoons. So, first of all, golf claps to Teach and everybody else. You guys were really great cast, but Teach, really happy with that death. That was really cool. So this is where I do a quick spiel, and then you guys can outro yourselves and we'll be done. So my show is called Trouble Over Yonder. It's a little bit different to this show. It's this episode, it's going to be using Pulp Cthulhu as opposed to Call of Cthulhu. So the heroes are a little bit heartier, and there's things like insane talents where you can bend bullets with your mind and all sorts of crazy hijinks like that. It's really fun, and I'm a really big fan of my cast. I really hope that you guys come and join me over there and on twitch.tv/JackSquarePeg, where I'll be doing that and showing those episodes which are pre-recorded and adding sound effects and all sorts of things. I've tried to make it a sort of almost like a serial back in the 40s, like pulpy with sound effects and things like that. So I hope you join me there. But if not, it was lovely to see all of you. It was lovely playing with you all, and you are very welcome at the table, at any table I run at any time. I've never played with these guys as a GM, Internet, and I had a great time. So let's do an outro so that some people can get to bed. So, Talera, who are you, and is there anything you would like to plug?
It's me. I'm the reason we're ending early. I'm the problem. It's me.
No. To be honest, it probably made for a better story. Just like, all right, we're done. I'm what we needed.
I'm Talera79. You can find me popping up on random streams all over the place. Soon to be doing Echoes of Divinity again, I think. But we're figuring out a date.
Oh.
That's the only one I regularly turn up in and over on the Fate Script channel. But I seem to be doing more popping up in random streams and stuff like that. So you could find me in lots of different places at the moment.
Amazing. Alrighty, Promethean, RIP, but who are you?
Yeah, I was Promethean, I guess. And I completely botched the New York accent I was going to try tonight. So,
I didn't even know you were trying it.
No, just because I didn't. I said words, it came out differently. It did not happen. That's how it went.
Yep.
You'll find me here on Meeples and Dragons on the Radiant Shadows campaign. You'll find me on It's Fate's Grip, and you'll find me on the Law Rights channel as well as my own. Just playing games.
You had a little mug there. Can we see it?
Yeah,
that's your Law Rights mug, isn't it?
This is my
That's
beta
awesome.
test Law Rights mug. Correct.
I just want, if you're gonna help me out, I might as well look at that mug. You might be able to buy it somewhere. You should fucking buy it. Yes.
That's right.
Yes. All right. So anyway,
Eventually,
Anthanum, who are you, mate? I'm sticking with this voice until we're done.
Well, howdy there, folks. I can do that voice, but not the French. My name is Chris, otherwise known as Anthanum, because I'm a special little flower. You can find me as being Anthanum pretty much everywhere. I am likewise a bit of a popping around this place like a bad smell. I run the Fallout Australia It Fell Out Back game that we have here on Meeples and Dragons once a fortnight. Otherwise, guesting here and there as people entice me or wish to have me on their show. So that's me. And come watch us do Fallout-y stuff. It's fun. It's silly. It's just fun. But that's me. So done.
A+, Permy. Piggles, who are you, mate?
I am Piggles. You can also find me on the Fallout It Fell Out Back. Our next stream is here on the Meeples channel on Friday next week. Please come and watch us deal with the consequences of our own actions. We've made terrible choices, folks, and now we have to deal with it. It's been great. But no, that's where you can find me streaming, and hopefully in the future popping up on a few more things in the future.
Alrighty, guys. Well, that's the end for today. But like I said, come check us out on youtube.com/JackSquarePeg or on my own channel. Hi, there you go. And that's where it's going to be hosted on Twitch as well. It was absolutely lovely playing with all of you guys, and it was lovely having the people in chat. I will happily be back to run this and any other games as long as I'm not banned. I think I did all right. We'll find out. Favorite moments later. And thank you very much. It was a genuine pleasure. We're going to play you out now with some content from my cast and the dope ass theme song written by Sasha Chua. It's been a genuine pleasure running the game for you all, and I hope to see you over there or over here before too long. Say bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye,
everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Hi, my name is Karen, and I play Sadie in Trouble Over Yonder. Trouble Over Yonder is a show where we play the tabletop RPG system Call of Cthulhu, where we play a bunch of outlaw idiots that do some really dumb things, but also some really cool things as well. Standout moment in the campaign for me so far has been when Sadie might have mouthed off a little to the bad guy. Yeah, there was a bit of consequences in that, but you'll have to watch and find out. I have enjoyed exploring the Eldritch horror themes within this campaign so far, just because Eldritch horror gives me just this incredibly icky feeling, but only when it comes to tentacle monsters. Just fucking did that. I just keep thinking of little tentacle suckers. That's it.
Hi, I'm Roro, and I'm playing Al Stevens in Trouble Over Yonder. Trouble Over Yonder is about outlaws surviving in the Old West, but with that little bit of a Call of Cthulhu twist. So real world, but fucked up monsters. I think my standout moments, I've had some really cool interactions with the monsters. I let them get in my mind because I'm a clairvoyant. So that is super fun to play with, and I'm sure is going to end really well for my character's mental stability.
Nope.
To play a game where we're in that fantasy world and there's the fantasy elements, but also we're in the Wild West and there's all those issues that were happening at the time. It lets us really look at things with a different kind of lens and have a lot of fun doing it.